it went grey and then it stopped. Hello to everyone again. We just had the intro on what Glorantha was. Thank you very much to our volunteer mod, Catherine there, who said, "Shall I look after your stream just in case?" Answer, yes. So...
I'm here to serve.
and I actually like that in you. So, you have various passions and loyalties and loves on your sheet. The runes, the ones that are associated with your basic personality, are also associated with the basic personalities of gods. When you behave in an airy, prideful fashion, for example, you are behaving like the air storm god Orlanth. You join the cults of your gods based on how well you get along with their personality in general. You are participating and active members of your community. Harmast, you're actually the son of your chief. Like, Dad is in charge. You're a noble because he's a noble. Sarala, you will have taken on service with someone here. Vostor, you being a massive outsider, you need to make allies. Which means doing the stuff that these people's people say. Harmast's dad can protect you from a lot of stuff, including your own people who are trying to kill you. Allies and community are very, very important. Now, there has been a recent revolution against the occupying Lunar Empire, generically known as the Baddies, but not nearly as bad as that clan next door, the Bastards. As soon as you get a loyalty to your clan, you inherit all the loves and hatreds that the clan has. I may be asking you to roll on these things. If you have a very high passion or a very high rune, I may force you to roll on those things because you're declaring by having it that you have that personality. Passions and runes are how much you are likely to be swayed by a thing rather than how exact your behaviour is. But if I ask for a roll, it's because you're quite likely to be swayed. Now, we are going to be beginning in the middle of some action. That way we don't get the entire hour and a half of I'm going to go shopping and let's pack this list.
How did you know?
I'm not a shopper, I promise.
A, I have GM'd before. B, it's written like this, and oh god, I believe. So, you have been on the road for a couple of days, riding in pursuit of the thieves that stole a large portion of your tribe's cattle. That's one of its greatest sources of wealth. In the course of this heinous crime, they slew 2 of your kin and wounded another. Simple herders, not even tribal warriors. That's bad. Zara, your clan chieftain's wife, Harmast's mother, set you, her boldest, most able-bodied and above all most present allies, to follow, recover the cattle and exact retribution for the insult. Everyone knows this is dangerous. Everyone knows there are not very many people in your clan right now. Dad had gone to a trade meeting, along with a lot of other people. One of your injured kinsfolk recognised members of the Grey Dog clan among the raiders, particularly a man named Danakos, an ambitious and apparently bitter, very nasty Grey Dog. The raiders' path led in the direction of the Lismelda tribal land, specifically towards the Grey Dog's home village. So they're not only a different clan, they're also a different tribe. And we have a historical grudge match against the Grey Dogs. Insert your football team here. At this point, let's go around quickly and introduce you all so that we know what we're getting. Right, who is here? Let's start with you, Harmast.
So, did you want to introduce me?
There is an intro on the top of your character sheet, which is probably workable. I don't care who you are in real life. I'll be delighted to find that out later. We're here for the role-playing stuff.
Harmast is my name, and I am the firstborn son of the great chieftain Baranthos. You have no doubt heard of me. My clan, the Ernaldori are loyal Sartorites, famed for our prudence and our success. True, my clan defended Kolimar tribal lands while others rushed off to war, but when they returned, where were the thanks for our service? I fought in the battle at Pennell Ford alongside my kinsfolk and saw the crowning of the Prince of Sartar. My friends and enemies alike know me for a man of words, an envoy and skilled negotiator, but they also know that this fine sword at my side is not for show.
He's probably in charge, but you might be able to change that. Sarala.
Cool. So let me be brief here. For half the time, even when I'm travelling, I'm in the middle of composing treaties and don't really wish to lose my train of thoughts. I'm too busy. I'm Sarala. I'm a scholar out of Lancor Mai Temple in Nochet. My mother taught me the ways of writing and reading, and instilled in me a great love for the pursuit of knowledge. History, languages, law, rhetoric, logic, and even the path to sorcery are among my specialties, and my translations of Second Age Old Wormish have brought me great acclaim amidst my peers. But do not think me a mere bookmite or mere copier. I have fought and shed blood for Queen Semistina and King Argrath, and put my sword to work as readily as my stylus. I have joined a small group of adventurers, and travel with them now, apparently in search of cows. I wish to explore more of my homeland, Dragon Pass.
So yes, you come from a civilised place, but you still need food and you still need parchment.
Yes.
Plus, this is probably going to make a really good story and you get paid for that.
True.
Also, a thing you may not be aware of, Lancor Mai followers have a beard. All of them. Yours is a nice bejewelled thing. Fits round your ears very nicely.
Yeah, it's like a drapey type thing with loads of jewels on.
Yeah. Vostor.
I am Vostor, son of Pajim, once commander of the Red Emperor's army, deserter from the Lunar Empire, defier of the new regime, defender of Nochet and the Pennell Ford, son of a betrayed line, and I will serve my kinsfolk in this life and the next.
Maximus was part of the group.
Can you keep that voice up all night?
Of course. I
Just
once ran
checking.
3 games, and this was my voice.
Good lord. You're gonna go to work tomorrow, just be like,
And a little more about you, Vostor. Where are you from?
Where I come from is of no importance. I have defied and let go of all of those protections after they tried to betray me and assassinate me in my sleep. The Lunar Empire is no longer a part of my identity. Instead, I serve whoever I am now.
Obviously, you are a loyal friend and ally to Baranthos, father of Harmast. And when Zara, mother of Harmast, says, "Go along and bodyguard my son, dear, there's a good fellow." Yes, I will. So,
No one actually gave their family names, so I have no idea who anyone is.
So, Harmast is from this place. Sarala is from a long way south. You are from a long way north, and historically, your people invaded these people, but it's okay, no one's going to hold that against you.
Honest.
I lie a lot. And there you are, following the trail of some cattle. It's quite easy to follow the trail of some cattle. There are quite a lot of them. There's quite a lot of cattle poo.
How many?
60. 60 head of cattle were stolen.
that's quite a lot.
That is quite a lot. I guess if it was one, they probably wouldn't want to exact retribution, just get the cattle back, but, you know.
Well, can you all please roll me a customs for your particular homeland? In every case here, your homeland will work, so you should have something under your skills that says customs. Roll a D100 and get under it.
Let's have a look.
And I'm going to ask at this point if you could please put your results into the Discord, assuming I can find it. If you can put your results into the Discord, General will do, then that means I can track and I can follow when I'm talking to someone else and then go back to a different successful or unsuccessful scan, I know what's going on. Unsuccessful roll.
So what was it called again?
Customs, and then it's in the skills area.
Yes. So Harmast, you'll definitely know this one, and presumably be able to explain it. If you have a single cow that's taken from you, it's the same as an entire herd. It's just that obviously this was big and bad and rude. I mean,
and bad and rude.
Yeah, cattle raiding
as opposed to small and bad and rude.
Well, as opposed to small and normal. I mean, every young man goes cattle raiding, and a lot of young women. Otherwise, how'd you get cattle? How'd you get fame and esteem and glory? It's heroic. However, they've killed 2 of your people, and you don't do that on a cattle raid.
Right.
On a cattle raid, you go there without your shield. Hello, Vostor.
I must protest, storyteller, whatever.
Game master will suffice. Also, Diana.
I must protest, for no one has explained to me how I am supposed to make this dice roll. So how could anyone possibly understand this game?
I apologise. Let me just wheel up that time machine and go back about 2 minutes.
I'm still struggling to find custom. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep. Skill.
Yenioth, yeah, totally.
I don't have it.
Come into where we are. In that case, we'll call it about a 25% for you. Roll that, see if you get it. You'll basically have access to the same sort of information here as Harmast just knows because he's local.
I presume you're referring to a pair of these sort of dice.
Yes, D100. Roll on or equal to the percentage.
Then I shall get my mat and I shall roll upon it.
Yeah, everyone who's watching, Anthony is a weirdo, and I love him both despite and because of it. He's my friend! Sweet. We're hopefully about to be joined by Yenioth. Please do come Yenioth.
I know you're very busy with this latecomer.
I actually did say, Yenioth, please do come online, forgetting that she wasn't already online to hear me, and I'm very proud of myself.
Of course.
Sorry.
Hey, Yenioth. So, I will introduce Yenioth. We have an Earth Priestess or a trainee Earth Priestess, who's very powerful. Earth Priestesses are sacred in such a way that generally they're the squishy ones at the back that you protect. They don't usually wear armour. You're the ones that go out and fight for them. On the other hand, other things that can go out and fight for them include the earth elementals they can summon, the insane axe maidens of Babista Gore the Avenger, and the sister of Anelda, the earth goddess, Marangor, the great earthquake. So, Anelda, as an earth goddess, is not really defenceless, it's just she doesn't carry her defences personally. Then we also have, for you, Yenioth, we have Harmast, who is from your clan, your chief's son, and theoretically at least put in charge of this expedition. Sarala, who is a combat librarian from a long way away, and Vostor, who is definitely and in no way one of the horrible invaders, he just looks like one of them. You have been sent out after some cattle. There has been a raid which killed 2 of your people. This is severely not normal and severely not right. And you have reached the point where we begin, where everyone is standing there along the trail. You've been travelling for a couple of days. If you want to do little flashbacks and ask what might we have known, that's cool. But what do you do when there's a travel trail ahead of you? Travel trail. Cattle trail.
So I've had a look on my character sheet and I definitely don't have custom. I only have communication.
Don't worry about it. If you don't have customs, then just assume it's about 25% for this culture.
Cool, in which case I shall roll my
yeah. Percentile or not under.
If it would let me roll.
And Yenioth, have you got your dice there?
Give me a second because I'm having a bit of a problem.
Okay. In that case, we shall ignore you for the moment.
Thank you.
Ooh, I got 65%.
Okay, so you don't know this, but anything over 96 or anything of 96 or over is always a failure. If it's significantly over, that may be a fumble. So if you have something towards the ends, just type the numbers, write the numbers always in the chat, and then I know what's going on, and I can go, oh good. There you are, the group of you, at the start of the trail.
How far behind are we according to these tracks?
Can you please roll me a track roll? It should be on your list. Harmast, you know a little about this as well. It's been basically about a day since you were raided. You got called for. So roll herd and see if you can tell whether you're catching up. Sorry, roll track.
I rolled a 4 out of 5. That's pretty good, isn't it?
That is a pass. Well done, you.
I got a 16 out of 15.
That is a fail, but it is not a reason for mockery. I'm just mocking you because that's my nature.
That's fine.
Yeah, somewhere in that tray.
I believe you. For one thing, it just turned over.
Okay, my dice is fixed, so.
Sweet. Yeah, Yanioth, can you please also roll me track?
Which die?
So
Which
a
die?
D100.
Okie dokes.
10 plus another 10. Or times another 10, or whatever. Thank you, Anthony. And attempt to get on or under the track roll that should be on your skill sheet, on your skills list on your sheet.
Give me a second.
Who is this Anthony you refer to? I only know Vostor and these other kinspeople.
Kinspeople.
Yes.
Kinsfolk will do. Obviously, you're not from round these parts.
Was that a track? I got a 19 and then I have track 10%.
Okay, so that means that you've missed your score. It's fine. It's just a failure. You haven't made anything
F.
worse. Yeah. So, how did these go? Vostor, you did pass. You reckon that the tracks are getting... well, it's cattle. They move slowly. The tracks are getting slightly fresher. You are catching up with them. You might not catch them up before they get to Grey Dog Lands. It's a question of how much you're willing to hurry.
How far is how far? Are we talking days or hours?
It's going to probably take about 3 days. The problem is that you're going across a bit of land you wouldn't ordinarily cut across. This is known as Badlands. It sits between the Lismelda and the Kolimar tribes. And no one really claims it or uses it because it's just, horrible scrub land, load of rocks. Basically imagine trying to farm on Dartmoor or halfway up a Welsh mountain but not sheep. This is what you've got. No one wants to be in these places, and no one is, except you. The going is terrible. It's probably going to be 2 or 3 days before you get to the Lismelda lands. It's been a day and a half already.
So they raided us a day and a half ago.
Yeah, and you've been travelling for a day and a half. I mean, you set off pretty quickly.
It's incredible. They've managed to move such slow cows over so much land at an impossible pace. How could they be 3 days ahead of us when we've only been travelling for half a day? A hard day and a half. These are magic cows that can transport.
Well, there are magics in the world.
No. You are catching up with them slightly, but it's probably going to be 3 days before you catch them unless they stop.
Are we on foot or are we
Moving
riding?
target. I don't know. Do you have a mount on your sheet? Most of you are probably on foot.
I have a mount. In fact, I have 2. I have 2 zebras.
He has 2 trained riding zebras.
Indeed.
I want a zebra. Why can't I have a zebra?
I mean, how many people can fit on a zebra?
About 1. It's about as big as a horse. It is essentially...
You can fit 2 people on a horse.
Yeah, but not if you want to go fast for a long time.
I tried.
Horses. This is nonsense.
You can't say I didn't try.
Okay.
Oh, bless.
Good. We have silence. This is nice. I like silence.
We have no choice if we are to catch them.
Are you
with our
going to
cow.
be attempting to push the pace?
We're going to have to hustle.
Woo!
I say push pace.
Yep, let's go
Yeah.
for it.
Okay. In that case, can you each make a scan roll for me?
Ooh.
Okie dokes.
Are we photocopying? No, I can't make a scan roll.
That's fine.
I
This
just
is...
rolled a 3.
If I
So,
when putting the dice rolls, is it useful for you to have the percentile as well?
it is important for me to have the percentile as well, because then I
3
can work out for you. Yeah,
3
Yanni,
with 30%.
that's good. That's more than merely good. We'll get there in a sec. Can you possibly put your results into the Discord chat so that I can see them and read them off?
My bad.
So,
1 sec. Let me just
everyone
pop this out.
else is looking the wrong way. However, Yanioth is looking exactly the right way to see something.
There we go.
Yanioth, you're an Earth Priestess. You've laid out a lot of people dead before. It's one of the things you do, returning people to the Earth. A humanoid figure up there, face down. It's a long way away, but you know what dead people look like from a very long distance. You can even see a murder of crows pecking at the exposed flesh. They are dead. They are a tiny little bit off your trail, but not very much. They are the way you are going.
Should we be getting on this way then? Because
Is
I
it
was
worth-
looking in.
So,
Is it
Point
worth
blank the
checking
other
the body
direction.
out?
oh, well,
Oh yeah, because everyone else is looking the other way.
Yeah.
everyone else is looking the other way.
Guys, look, there's a body.
Wait, what? A body?
Over there.
body?
There's a body. There's a body right over there.
You mean
I
that
swear to
little
God.
speck in the distance?
Yes, and there are crows just nestling on it. I think it might be dead.
I
Maybe.
think you've got very good eyes to spot a dead body at this distance.
Thank you. It's why I have my glasses on. Shall we go investigate?
Investigate the dead body? What for?
It could
Any
be
time that we spend dilly-dallying is time that cattle get further away.
However, it could be
Fair
one of
point, but it could point to, it might have some evidence on it that can help us wonder whether these are magic cows or not. Considering
I'm
they're...
fairly certain I'd know if they were magic cows. Just to check, they're not magic.
They're
cows,
not,
are
although
they?
you can put magic onto cows that would make them go faster. It's unlikely to be used over the course of several days. It would last a couple of minutes.
I mean, I do have a rune spell, flight. You could make a cow fly with that, right? Or a pig.
But if they're flying, then we wouldn't see tracks. No?
Yeah, good point.
Cow shit will drop. It is subject to gravity.
So, it is subject to the love of Analda, who pulls things close to her, which is why heavy things fall faster.
Right.
I believe it is up to Halat to make this decision as the leader of this expedition.
Yes. So it would seem prudent to investigate any potential violent endings to any of the people we are following. If we can only exact retribution on some of them, for example, it would not be helpful if we'd already passed one of them and not noticed.
How far away is this body?
Well, it is a few hundred meters away. However, it is along the trail that you are following. It looks like it's just slightly off the trail. And then this is a bit weird. The trail stops. They probably stopped for the night around here. The cattle might have been penned up or whatever you do with cattle. I don't know. I live in the 21st century. And the body is not very far from there. So, yeah, you can look at it.
I'll draw my compass and shield.
It does not get up and smite you in return. So,
I'm more worried about everything else in the area.
What, the crows?
yeah,
Never know.
the crows don't argue it for too long, especially once someone's drawn a sword, because crows are smart.
Crows are very smart.
They are
Crows
very
are very
smart.
smart.
Killed the person.
So,
then
this
what?
is obviously a human female. You can tell that as you get quite close. dark-haired, brown eyes staring sideways. Obviously a member of the Grey Dog clan. She is wearing the blue-edged woolen tunic that their weavers make. When the crows have made their way away, yeah, she died of having her throat cut.
Not a combat, then. It was either a stealth or an execution.
Yeah,
Is that the only wound on her body?
Yeah, you can look her over, and that is the only wound on her body. No defence wounds. She is not far from a ring of stones with the remnants of a fire. Can everyone please do me a track roll?
I was just about to ask if I could.
You can generally ask if you can use one of your skills. That's awesome. I'll try and remind you if otherwise. Cat, that's a smile.
I did a roll. I didn't fail one.
Woot! We are all so happy for you.
Doing better than...
I can't find my percentage. Give me a sec.
You might need to roll track to
Oh, there
find
it is. I need to roll track to find the percentage.
Cat, what'd you get?
I got 13 out of 15.
Okay, so that's a pass. Anyone else?
No.
I barely made it.
Yanioth, you barely failed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you can see Sarala. This looks a bit like some of the sagas that you know, killed by a fire and dragged away, and yeah, you're pretty sure you can date it and everything. 300 years ago, that's when it was written. They were killed probably while sitting down, dragged away and abandoned. And the tracks of the cattle cross over the path of the drag marks, so she was killed before the cattle were driven away. And the cattle were driven away north, which is odd because until now you were going west.
How
So I will
many...
relay this information to the group.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like we're no longer heading towards the Grey Dog clan.
Indeed.
Our directions are correct.
To remind me out of character, how many grey dogs were we supposedly following?
So, as you will absolutely and completely recall, the herder who survived said that there were 5 or 6 of them. One of them, Danakos, was the one who killed everyone and tried to kill her. Can you please do me an insight human, Harmast?
Yes!
Yes, you can. Sweet. So yeah, she was really, really surprised at that, like to the point where she could hardly talk about it because that's just a thing you don't do.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going off the beaten path. Is this leading, just to remind everybody, out of character, and also just to give the people behind the screen a little bit of more information? Are we actually in Dragon Pass?
Yes, so you live in an area called Dragon Pass. It literally is a bit where the dragon goes like that, so you can get from A to B across it.
So would we know what is in the direction of north?
Can you please do me a Law Dragon Pass if you have it?
I do have Dragon Pass, just trying to find area law.
Area Law Dragon Pass.
I can do it if you want. I have it.
All please roll it.
I just failed.
Okey-doke. Should be a pass.
It should be a dragon pass.
Hey.
Sorry.
I want you to be ashamed of what you've done.
No.
Okay, fair enough. I believe in you. So yes, Yanioth, you know this one. There's nothing really of value in this area. A load of old ruins. It hasn't been interesting since that time when the dragons got really pissed off about humans in the area and killed them all about 500 years ago. Like, it was called the Dragon Kill. It wasn't because dragons were killed.
Remember, dragon kill. Dragon kill.
Yeah. So yeah, as far as you're aware, there's nothing of any great interest around here. It may be that as you go further north and know exactly the area, you'll be able to remember more, but it's just Badlands. Like, no one even really bothers to argue over these. You just argue because they're the Lismelders and you're the Colimar.
Well, assuming nothing else of interest occurs, I'll give the body a kick. Good. There's only 5 of them left now.
So, can you please do me a customs roll, everyone? I'm sure you have customs there, Cat. I mean, you really totally should.
I had a look at her sheet and I couldn't see it on there either.
Okay, in that case, just call it 25% for the area that you're in, because you have studied them, and scribble it down.
That's really bad.
Does everyone need to do it?
Yeah, when I say in general, just go for it, and then I'll tell you if you're not, and then that's quicker.
Oof.
Oops. That's not 40, not 70.
And those wonderful people who are typing their numbers into the chat, can you also roll what you've actually rolled, like customs? Because I now have a load of numbers. It's
There
numbers
was
all
a
the way
little part
down.
of me that was waiting for you to say that.
We need to take baby steps here.
Yeah, reasonable.
It's okay. Just to reiterate. It's
Sarala!
okay.
Let me just check. A 97 out of 25 may be our first fumble of the night.
Oh, good lord.
I just noticed
So-
that.
Sarala, yeah, you know this one. The correct thing to do for the body of someone like this is to strip it naked and leave it.
Not to kick
Right.
it.
Harmast, I believe that was a pass from you, however. Yeah, this is weird. Not only, I mean, the Grey Dogs haven't buried their body. Like, everyone buries a body. And they
Apart
haven't...
from anything else, it attracts scavengers.
Ghosts. It attracts ghosts.
Ghosts?
You know,
Even better.
The person who hasn't been laid to rest can pitch up and get really shirty about it. And that is weird that they haven't. Meanwhile,
Should we bury it?
Sarala, what are
That's
you
what I'm
doing?
trying to figure out.
Should we bury it?
Pardon?
I feel like it would be a good idea to bury it.
I think we should strip it naked and leave it to the crows. I think that's what the Grey Dogs do.
No.
Whilst we're doing that, we're wasting time and the cattle get away. Do you know how long it takes to dig a grave?
Point taken.
Yanioth, you do know how
Yes.
long it takes to dig a grave. And
I
you're also,
do.
also looking at this. You can't dig a grave here, it's too rocky. But that is its own solution. You got a hell of a lot of rocks here, and they
Okay.
move easily.
I guess it would be quicker to build a cairn than to dig a grave.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it is a burial with honour.
Do we want to give this man honour, though?
Woman.
Woman.
Some
Sorry.
raiders are women.
She is a
I
thief.
mean,
I'm very aware.
she did get assassinated.
A befitting end for a fitting life.
I'm not too happy about ghosts.
Yeah, me neither.
If a ghost set up shop here, would it be likely to cause an issue for our clan in the future?
If your clan ever comes here, yes, potentially. On the other hand, if Yanioth, bodies are bodies. You should deal with them properly. Harmast, probably not an issue for you. You know, it would be a long way away. Sarala, you could totally just take all its clothes off now.
Please don't. Please. I'm begging you.
Crows will deal with the body for us.
No. No.
Burial by air.
No. Oh,
Wait on the command of the person in charge of this expedition. Hamas, what is your will?
Let us build a cairn. It will take less time than burying it properly. And
Very well.
just because those treacherous dogs do not show us honour does not mean that we have to stoop to their level.
Agreed.
Many a great leader in history has taken the high road, yes. However, I still think we should strip her.
No.
Okay, can everyone at this point make me a scan roll?
What are we scanning for?
I'll tell you if you pass.
What are you scanning for?
We're scanning for the plot, obviously. We have lost it. Like, no. Yeah, work that fumble, Sarala. We work it.
Oh, that's bad. Wait, do we need to write? Okay, I'll write.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, please, and then I know what you're doing. Well, I know what you think you're doing. No, that's not bad at all. Harmast, that's actually a special scan. Vostor, yours is a pass. So, Vostor, you will see over there somewhere, there's someone standing watching them. Harmast, you spot him at about the same time. It looks like an old man, loincloth, ragged cloak. He definitely is not wearing armour, and if he's got a sword, he's hidden it well. Really well. Terrifyingly well.
How far are we talking?
He's in those trees over there. It's like 100 metres or so.
Just got what you meant by terrifyingly well.
you just sit there quietly for a while.
My lord, we are being watched. In the trees yonder.
My apologies, I entirely zoned out contemplating the
I was
grey
too busy
dog's
studying books.
treachery. I look in the direction that
Yeah, Harmast, your scan was a special, so you'll be able to tell the age and the raggedness and the staff and so on.
is it a person I would recognise?
That's a very good and interesting question, and I'm glad you've asked it. Can you please do me an area law dragon pass, everyone who's looking?
I'm guessing you pointed them out to all of us.
Did you point?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, certainly Vostor said, my lord, and some stuff. So everyone can look really subtly.
As subtle as all of us. Yeah.
Okay, so yes. Again, Harmast, you are the local area expert, what with being the son of the chief and being totally awesome. Yeah,
Absolutely.
You know this guy vaguely by story. He's a scavenger named Carthalo. He's known for scavenging items from burial mounds and selling them. He was driven away a while back. He was once something more important, but you can't remember it. He's been driven away because we don't want that sort of person around here. Was that a special of yours? Yeah, and then it occurs to you, he used to be quite a proficient shaman. And he was driven mad. So the reason he hasn't been killed for stealing from burial mounds, which is another of those bad luck things, vengeful ghosts are bad. He was useful and now he's mad.
And also, I suspect killing a shaman, bad luck.
Also, probably bad luck, and apparently they can come back to life, and that's not even ghosts, that's just direct trouble on your doorstep.
Yeah, reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Don't kill a shaman. Got it. Unless he's going to kill me.
In which kill him
case...
very fast.
And then run.
Keep running.
Yeah. Okie dokie. I will call out to him and invite him to discuss with us
Yeah.
events in the area.
Okay, he's a bit leery of this, so can you please roll me a fast talk?
Bargain?
No.
Okay.
You're attempting to go, hey, we don't want to hurt you, and not, here is my price.
Yeah. But,
I think I should have that. I do.
Yanioff, I'm going to get just Harmas to do it, because he's the one that's calling out. He's the one with this chance.
Okay, dokes.
Is that a happy smile? Yeah, no, he's
so.
having none of this, and he's scooting off. He's He's not fast. You could catch him up if you wished, but he is definitely heading in the general direction of away.
Well, it seems sensible to speak with anyone who may have seen what happened here. So, let's see if we can catch up with him.
Well, we should be building the cairn.
The cairn.
So how about me and Yanios stay and build the cairn, and you and Vostor take the zebras and try and catch him.
Seems reasonable.
And that way, we've buried and dealt with the corpse, and we can kind of wait here for you guys to come back, because the trail is here. So you're gonna kind of have to.
Yeah,
come
you're
back.
going to have to come back anyway.
We are indeed.
There is a specific skill for riding animals.
Yeah, let's call yours 10% plus your agility modifier. However, you're not doing much more than trying to get it into a trot. Harmast, Vostor, I will give you 25% on your ride rolls here. So add it to the number that you think you have before you roll. Because you're performing an easy task, and Harmast's ability with zebras will help Vostor.
Mystical Sky Voice, what is an agility modifier?
In your case, about 10%, so call it 45% that you are rolling. It should be on your sheet under skills, and if it's not, never mind.
I've got agility dodge.
Yeah, if there's nothing that says a percentage after agility, then it hasn't been written out explicitly for you. In that case, call yours 45% with this bonus, Vostor. Harmast, you should have a ride score already.
I have already rolled it.
Huzzah and hurrah!
82.
Okay, so, Harmast, this means that you catch up with Cartholo, while Vostor is doing this thing where he goes, "How do you make it go faster? I'm natural infantry!" He's dressed like natural infantry, and he's quite a hefty bloke. The zebra is not enjoying the ride. Neither's Vostor. Harmast, you have a rather scared-looking old bloke. He's holding his quarterstaff like this. You reckon from the milky state of his eyes, he can't actually see you particularly well.
I will dismount and approach non-threateningly. I haven't immediately drawn my weapons upon seeing another being in this place.
Yeah, so you're trying to talk him down. Can you do me an orate roll this time, which is a more slow persuasion? It's like, "Hi, how are you? We're the same tribe. Would you like to help?"
He's not going to want to help me.
Did you fumble?
Just warning you now. 95 of 50.
Alas, not a fumble. I do not get to derail the entire adventure here. Yeah, he's...
Good.
Get away from me! At which point, Vostor pitches up.
Vostor, can you speak some sense into this old man, please?
You could try orate or fast talk or anything else that takes your fancy.
I'm not seeing intimidation on here.
Probably about 55%. No, actually 45%. You're not the hard boss I think you are.
Why is everyone laughing?
If you want to try intimidation, call it 45%.
Old man.
I'm a very intimidating person.
How can you hear us laughing? We're still building the cairn.
They're working back there.
I'm trying very hard not to laugh out loud, and I'm failing miserably.
Did you fail the roll?
Man,
Did you fail the
You
roll?
value your peace and tranquility in these woods. You will answer my lord's questions. That was a 56.
Yeah. So he's. I'm not scared of you. Which, at least in the change between before and after, is true. He's not any more scared of you. He was scared already. Yanioth and Sarala, you're moving some rocks. Yanioth, I believe you have a prepare corpse spell. Not
Prepare
spell,
what?
skill.
Prepare what?
Prepare corpse. You know,
Where is it?
you've done this before. Under your skills. And let me just roll
I have first aid.
no, that's a little too late.
No, I can't find it in the skills.
In that case, for you, it's going to be about 60%.
I have heal body,
Nope, that's a
but
spell.
that's a rune spell. No, I don't have the spell.
In that case, call it 60%. You know this stuff. Like, this is stuff that gets taught to you. It will help if people sing the right songs and do the right chants. And if Sarala knows any, if she...
I can sing.
Totally, go for it.
I have I'm not actually going to.
Yeah, but Sarala, if Sarala has sing or dance, you can instruct her what to do, and that'll help as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I can sing.
Totally, so please, Sarala, roll me the sing.
Okay. Oh god, I haven't been rolling very well today.
I don't care.
if it comes out as a fail, that would have been so funny.
Okay, so Sarala lifts up her voice and basically tells the ancestors that here is an honourable person. There's no evidence against it. Please come and welcome them. Yanioth, you're explaining to the spirit that a shocking thing has just happened, but it's okay. There's going to be a judgment. It's going to take 7 days. This is the way to the pathway. Meanwhile, up at the argument, the old man goes, "Oh, that should have been the ho note and not the chi note. She's singing it wrong!" And starts scuttling over towards where Sarala and Yanioth are.
At this point, I'll just... yes, we should follow him. Do you know why the sudden change in temperament?
I meant seize him. I meant to
he's-
seize him.
No, don't seize him. He's going the direction we want him to go.
Yeah,
When can I
the
see
old guy also joins in the singing. Sarala, he's not as good as you. I mean, it's a little bit grating, to be honest, but he's
Can I
enjoying
judge him?
himself. You can
All right,
totally-
I'm not judge. If he's enjoying himself, I'm not going to judge him.
Yeah, he's trying. It's not that he's terrible, he's just not particularly good.
I can
I'm gonna
accept
judge
that.
him.
Yanioth,
I'll try and tell him to sing from the heart.
no, sing from the spirit!
From here.
That's not where the spirit is. And you reckon that you have been able to put this person to rest, and then he stops and he looks and says, yeah, still some unfinished business here, isn't there? Very unfinished.
About 60 head of cattle worth of...
No.
unfinished
I mean, the Badlands, that's... Did we do the bit where I told you about the talking raccoons? Never mind the talking raccoons, they only talk to me. It's the owls you need to look out for.
Now can I seize him?
Yes.
Getting more and more tempted.
Yeah. I.
Lay your hands on me, young man, and we'll see what happens to your hands.
Yes, but it won't be my hands that you get seized by.
Calm down, Voster.
Okay, Vostor, it's all right.
Okay.
It's all right.
Good
There.
sir.
We're all friends
You're
here.
clearly a man filled with wealth of knowledge, and most likely being underappreciated by my companions. I do apologise on their behalf. Could you please tell us what happened here, if you saw anything?
It's difficult. I'm hunted here. There are many animal spirits, many unclean things. One in particular. Not even a raccoon.
Worse than a raccoon. I did not know that such things existed.
Are you patronising me, young lady?
Not at all, sir. Not at all.
Just checking. There is a thing here, a great spirit, a stone woman. She, of all things, walks the Badlands and is least afraid. Yes, she talked to one of them last night, and then he killed his friend, and then the cattle went north.
Okay, so a stone. Let me just. What? Hang on. Whoa. So a
Back
stone
up.
He actually literally backs up, of course.
No, not literally. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Come forward again. Can you repeat yourself?
Just to clarify, a stone lady talked to a man who then murdered his companion, and they went north.
Yes.
A stone lady.
Stone woman. I wouldn't call her a lady. She didn't look noble to me.
It's a bit rude, but
She's a big spirit. I avoid her. It's a bad thing.
Do we know anything about out of character? Like, is there a knowledge roll we can make about such things, stone people, spirits?
This isn't something you've heard of. But he says there's a better witness, of course.
a better witness.
Well, we could talk to the dead person. That's quite easy.
Excuse me.
We're quite done with this madness.
If you can truly
Sidling
speak
away
with
from
the
you.
dead,
You can speak to the dead.
Well, the dead speak to me often. I mean, I can make them speak to you, which is far more impressive.
that would indeed be impressive.
Would it
Wait.
anger the spirit, though?
Do we need to undo the burial?
No. I was here for that. I'm part of her dead family now. I mean, it's a very interesting question whether you can undo a burial, but you can until the spirit has passed into judgment 7 days from now.
My lord, I must protest.
On what grounds?
We are disturbing the spirits of the dead with this madman.
She's already disturbed. She got murdered.
Why trust the words of this clearly insane individual? Let
Because
us be on our way.
The
Trouble
owl
enough.
says you should.
I mean, that's less convincing.
Uh,
On the bright side, we already disturbed her when you kicked her corpse, so
He has a
we're
point.
already there.
I don't think we can disturb her any further at this point. I mean, we've laid the spirit to rest, so she should not be angry at us.
I'm with Voster on this one. We have information about a stone lady. Whether or not we can trust the information, given where it has delightfully come from, thank you, good sir. Then I think maybe
I've still got it.
we should probably head north because we are going to lose our cattle if we're not careful. We're already behind and we have delayed for quite some time.
Fair, but if we can get information on who her killer was, that could help us in our quest. If it's even worth.
It was the one the stone
Disturbing.
woman. It was the one the stone woman talked to.
I don't know that the dead person will have much more information than this guy stabbed me. It looks like it was. I'm going to look down at the court. The Kian.
Can.
Can.
Pile of rocks. You look down at the
pile of rocks.
Pile of grave rocks.
Pile.
Heap.
I can English well, yes.
Very.
Yeah, I vote for going on and just keeping this bit of information on hand should we need it.
Vote? This is no democracy. The Lord will decide. I'm merely stating my objections to this heresy of some form.
Heresy is a strong word.
Very
And you are indeed correct, it is not a democracy, whatever that word means. However, I will always take guidance from my trusted friends and colleagues and comrades. This is the word I'm looking for. Time or information?
Time.
When one is dealing in the marketplace or in any form of bargain, or indeed in warfare, information is always better. It will always allow you to strike at the right time or to take the correct course of action.
I do agree with the leader.
Whether
on
that
this one.
information is valid or not, you can only judge after you have received it. So please, let this dead lady speak with us, dead woman speak with us, and tell us what she knows.
I can agree with that. That actually is probably a little bit more on par. Knowledge is power, Colonel.
Okay, so he sits down, he chants for some time, and he stops looking like a weird, smelly old man. I mean, he still smells a bit like a weird, smelly old man. Let's be crude here. But something about him, he seems to get bigger without increasing in size. He's more colourful. He's all the marks on him, all the old faded tattoos come brighter. And after a while, sitting up from about where the corpse is, there's a woman. She you can kind of see through her. And she looks around a bit puzzled. Cartholo is now just resting his eyes. He doesn't seem to be entirely in this world anymore.
I'm not sure he was entirely in this world to start with.
Shamans are often a bit mad.
Excuse me, spirit.
Good morning, afternoon, evening.
Evening, wherever you are.
Yeah, so she looks at those two of you who've spoken and says, I'm sure you're excused. Bloody hell. That... It doesn't hurt anymore.
No, when you're dead, things tend not to hurt anymore.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shock, to be honest.
Forgive the intrusion on your rest. We wish to find out more about the circumstances surrounding your death, that we may perhaps bring justice for you as well as for our slain.
Well, it was that bastard Danakos, wasn't it?
Why am I not surprised?
We all thought it was just going to be a raid. But I know who you are. We knew your father was away. Harmast, isn't it? I can't see your face, but I can see your nobility.
Thank you.
And he said it would be easy. We knew where the cattle were, and the Badlands were unexpected. We thought we'd just tie them up, ambush them, like you do. And
A raid is a raid.
Yeah, there'd be counter raids, and there'd be a bit of fun, and there'd be some drinking, and we'd be famous and rich for a while. And then he killed them. Stuck a spear into each of them. And I mean, by the time we told him to stop, it was basically too late. We were not next to him when he did it, and then there was nothing we could do except start coming home. I know it sounds a bit bad to say now, but we'd made a pact, the rest of us, that we know we're going to end up rich, so we'd end up delivering twice the death money, because it was wrong. And we told Danakos we were going to do that, and he said he was going to watch the cattle overnight and think about it. We thought we were maybe persuading him, and then in the morning he said we were going north, and I said no, we're not, we're going west, and everyone agreed. And then I sat down, and then I was coughing up blood, and he'd murdered me. And then I guess they went north, although I can't really tell. There are lots of directions here.
The tracks of the cattle lead north.
Well, I can't see the world so much anymore.
Oh.
I know this is a lot to ask, but can you help me? You say
In what way?
prostitution. I want revenge, and I want my friends rescued, and I want it known that we want to pay for your kin. I want that said. These are ties that are keeping me here. And she looks at the shaman. He's pretty good at explaining, but there's some stuff about owls I'm not getting.
Yeah, we weren't quite sure on the owl stuff either.
Or the talking raccoons.
Or the raccoons. But we will definitely make it made known that you had no part in the murders.
Yeah, she walks over, kind of flickering and coming kind of on and off, like she's not all there, as she goes over different bits of rock, and picks up a blood-stained rock from about where she was killed. It's about the size of an egg. It keeps falling slowly through her hands, but she keeps pouring it from one to another. And she brings it over and looks between Harmast and Yanioth, and then gives it to Harmast, or offers it to Harmast, and says, "Violence was done to me. Commit violence upon this. Strike it or throw it to the ground, and I'll come. And I'll speak or I'll fight."
Thank you. Your offer of aid is appreciated.
And
Whether
then,
he'll take that aid or not is another matter.
but do you take the rock?
Take the rock, yes.
Always good to have options.
Always good to have options.
Not sure how I feel about bloody rocks that summon ghosts, but okay.
Oh, this is Glorantha. I mean,
It's
if you
better
have-
to have the ghosts on
Yeah.
our side than it is to
Totally.
not have them on
And-
our side.
technically your ancestors are not ghosts, but you do sometimes visit them and they do sometimes visit you, and occasionally they pitch up to complain that they've been dead a very long time and you're doing things differently.
I suspect that's probably a conversation that gets old very swiftly.
Sometimes they turn up and say, "You're not making any changes," and you just... Damn it!
Cake? Eat it! No!
Yes!
No!
So, she disappears as you take the stone, and Cartholo wakes up and blinks, and very briefly his eyes aren't milky white, they're totally black, and then they're covered in cataracts again. Well, he says, that's been good. Don't get eaten by any spirits, especially not the stone woman.
We'll try not to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck with your talking owls.
It's the raccoon that's going to betray me in the end. I've seen a vision, you see, so I don't...
I see. Well, good luck with the raccoons.
It's fated. And he picks himself up and totters back off to wherever it is that shamans live.
He was a bit of a weird one, wasn't he?
A little bit.
Was.
However,
That was a lot more
But
information to me.
It was extremely informative and probably a lot more worth it than we thought it would be.
And you trust the words of your enemy.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, is it not?
Depends if you're being led into some sort of trap or deception. I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm merely saying that you cannot always believe at face value that which has been said by the dead, nonetheless.
Fair enough, but she's dead. I doubt she has anything else on her agenda to do at this point. Plus,
You
she's
believe what
offered
you
her
will.
aid to us.
So shall I.
Okay,
That matter, shall we make haste?
Yes,
yes,
we should.
we shall.
so this is Sarta. It is a mountainous, rocky area all around. It is sea season, which is, named after the water. Thankfully it doesn't rain salt, that would be bad, but it is raining. The weather looks like it could be getting horrible. On the other hand, I've decided to fast forward through the half hour of choice you would make, because you might as well be on the trail of the beasties. Can everyone do me a track roll, please? It's raining, it's horrible, you can live with it.
Good.
Good to know. Ooh.
Sarala, these Sartorites are crazy. They're out in this. Vostor, why the hell anyone would want to invade this place, you have no idea. It just basically rains constantly, sometimes sideways.
It's Wales then.
Wales and Nepal.
Wales and
I've been
what?
to Nepal.
Sarala, yes, you have totally got this track. You totally know exactly where to go, and it's that way.
Definitely winning.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's that way, Sarala? It doesn't lead anywhere.
Yanioth, you failed. You don't have
I
any
know.
information that will help.
I'm just asking.
No.
Asking.
Go for it here. Vostor, did you pass your track roll?
I'm not tracking. I'm not even trying. I'm keeping an eye out for people who are stealing our cattle and summoning ghosts.
In that case, can you do me a scan roll, Vostor?
like, the actual.
In fact, do me
dangerous-
your best of scan or listen, which is probably scan.
Listen is
Right next to scan for me.
Perception. Okay,
Is
that's-
it?
Because they're both
Yeah.
under perception and they get done by
Yeah, it
area.
is. It is.
I'm doing scan.
Did you pass your scan?
Yes.
Sweet. So Sarala is looking over that way, and as far as you can tell, she is simply looking at a patch of bushes that look a bit like a dark trail. You, on the other hand, can see one of your cattle up ahead.
Glad
There
someone's
is-
paying attention.
There is a sudden frightened bellow, a clatter of hooves, you're a little up ahead, and the sight of one of your steers rushing through the scrub and the trees around the place, pursued, oh god, it's got company, by a group of 7 grey-skinned lizards that race alongside it. They're leaping onto its back and biting its flanks. It's obviously been going for a while and they're catching up with it. That's trouble and it's incoming.
Those bushes
Foster,
are suspicious.
Vostor.
Yeah, I agree. Those bushes are mighty mighty suspicious.
How,
Not going
how,
to.
how big are these lizards?
They are considerably.
Sarala, shall we
probably-
go towards that bush?
They're not that big. They are probably about Sarala's size or Yanioth's size, not as big as your Harmast.
So
Can you-
5-foot lizard.
Yeah, can you please do me an intelligence check, which is your intelligence times 5. Roll on or under that.
Several of them.
Intelligence times 5, so 19.
It is possible
5.
to
So that-
fumble. 95. It is possible to
Yeah.
fumble, and 96 is always a failure.
33 out of 75.
Yeah, so you know these, Vostor, and anyone else who passes will recognise them when they finally stop looking at the suspicious bushes.
But it's
These
suspicious.
These are rock lizards, and they are generally cowardly. It's surprising that they're coming after something this big. They're mostly about ambush. So how they found this, you don't know. Let me have a quick look. Trying to bring... Yeah. They are not very smart. They are generally found in packs. Generally, the whole pack attacks at once, so there isn't going to be any strength in depth. This is what you've got.
Okay. Are they in javelin range?
They will be shortly.
Okay. Hold! Your expedition into the jungle can wait. We have adversaries. And I'll grab a javelin, close the range,
What's a jungle?
and
What?
attempt to
It's just a
skewer
bush.
the,
It's a bush.
It's just so weird and foreign. Sweet. So you
It's a
are
bush.
up ahead, Vostor, which means that while the ladies work out that actually this bush is not suspicious and they should be looking at a different suspicious moving bush, you will be engaged first, and then Harmast, where are you? You have free action.
I will probably be paying attention to the bodyguard who is saying there's something dangerous.
Right,
there.
so you'll be a little bit behind him.
Yeah.
At this point, you're going to want to look at things like strike rank, because you're about to be in physical combat.
This is the part of the system that I kind of went.
That's fine.
Didn't want it.
Yeah.
We will be
same.
we will be going through it, and I am here for you. So,
Like,
Vostor,
especially spell casting. I
don't
could
worry
not-
about
I
it.
could not understand.
Don't
how
worry
to
about
handle
it for the next
Okay.
moment. Vostor,
Okay.
your javelin attack will be on any of these things. It doesn't really particularly matter. So just roll on or equal to your javelin number.
Okay, so my strike rank is 2, my percentage is 30.
Don't worry about your strike rank quite yet, because
'Cause
they're
you're
still
ambushing the
incoming.
ambushes.
Yeah,
You're 30 or below.
I want 30 or below.
Okay, can I use the javelin with my shield? I assume it's simple
You
one-handed.
totally can. You have your shield in one hand, your javelin in another, and they're not yet at you. So javelin is for throwing. Whatever other weapon
just-
you have, yeah. Yes,
Really? A
yes.
javelin?
Here is the
Right,
information.
I would never have thought that. 99.
I'd have heard this.
At which point I ask you to roll on the fumble chart.
Goodbye,
This
cow.
is my happy. It could well be. This is my happy time and my happy place. Please roll a D100.
You're not a terrible evil GM at all.
Sorry, what was that, Vostor?
47.
47.
Slap himself in the face.
So,
Imagine he just flips and throws
This-
it at us.
no, what actually happens is he catches his javelin on the back of his armour and pulls off the leather strap that holds his that holds his right arm. Yeah, he somehow manages
Pulled him.
to throw it so badly that the armour on his right arm also comes off. And then
Can I be laughing in the background?
You totally can. I mean, he obviously meant to do that. You could not be so incompetent on purpose. Wow. Just wow.
What does that mean?
What you rolled was your armor strap breaks and armor comes loose, so I decided it was the right arm. You lose your next attack and your parry, but that doesn't actually matter because they will be incoming during that time. So really it just means that you look a bit silly in front of other people. Also, your javelin has gone over the wrong way.
So does that mean I've lost my armor value on my right arm?
You have lost your armor value on your right arm. It will come back after this, or you could spend time putting it on, but you don't have that time right now.
Yeah.
Then, the next thing that will happen, unless Harmast has a missile weapon as well,
Harmast has a javelin.
you could also throw that and then switch to a broadsword if you wished.
I will throw my javelin.
Okay, let's see how you do with your javelin.
Well,
If you do the same thing, I'm going to cry.
It's not a fumble.
Okay, so your javelin goes wide, these things happen. And you do have time to get ready. At this point, you are dismounted, almost certainly. You'll
Yep.
want to be for fighting. The bull is coming in tired, almost dying, so you're not likely to be trampled by it. And you'll have a target-rich environment shortly. Sarala and Yanioth, you have now noticed the noise.
Yeah, okay, we're going to stop paying attention to the bush.
Okay,
Maybe
the bush is no longer suspicious. It's fine.
Look, lizards!
Oh my god, there's a lizard. There's
There are-
multiple lizards.
There's also a cow.
And a...
I
So,
guess I'm going to get out my broadsword.
okay, cool. So, options here. Generally, if you think that there is a big danger, you're likely to use rune magic. If you think there's a small danger, then spirit magic is usually sufficient. So I'm going to hint at you quite heavily here. Let's go with this one with spirit magic, and we'll talk about rune magic a bit later.
Okay.
Reasonable.
Can I slow them? I have a slow.
You can absolutely cast slow on them.
Okay. I don't know what to roll.
So to cast spirit magic, you roll on or equal to your power, your POW, multiplied
Okay.
by 5.
Okay.
So it's like your spirit's pretty damn strong. It's quite likely you'll do this. Sarala, what have you actually got?
Detect life.
I think I did it.
Say again, Sarala?
That was 4.
Detect life, detect magic, detect spirit, and Farsi.
Okay, so you don't have much that will help you in combat. This is because you are a librarian.
Yep, I was going to
You
say
can hurl a book at them.
70%, so I could just.
Your
smack 'em.
your broadsword, on the other hand, is the thing that helps you. Like that's your thing. So everyone will get into combat and starting in the same round. At which point we take it in your strike rank order. So if you're casting magic, that happens on the strike rank that you have for casting magic. It'll be your dexterity strike rank, probably about 2. But I don't have all your sheets up here. So I just go through the strike ranks going 1, 2, 3, and you tell me, oh, I'm casting. So Yanioth, you're attempting to slow one of the lizards, yeah?
Yes.
Cool.
I should have done the roll.
So have you done the roll?
It's on
Cool.
the Discord.
Now oh, marvellous. Now you have put your own power up against this lizard. So now can you please, what's your power?
My power is 15.
Okay, it's got a power of 10. So you've got about a 75% chance of this actually having a serious effect on it rather than just bouncing off.
Okay.
Can you please also roll me that 75% chance?
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, that one of the lizards begins to be about half the speed of the other lizards. It's no longer going to be arriving for the party early.
Sorry.
It's awesome. Harmast, Sarala and Vostor, you all have weapons. You all have the good luck of having weapons with reach. So we'll go from strike rank 2. Have you all seen what your strike ranks are on your weapons?
Yeah.
My copper is
Broadsword is 5.
Would I be able to use my bow, actually?
Yeah, but if you fire into melee, I laugh quite a lot.
I don't know how close I am, to be fair. So...
You are, your friends are the ones you need to worry about.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I'll just run towards them.
Sweet.
So good.
You got your strike rank, Cat?
5 for my broadsword.
Sweet. Awesome. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Me.
Sweet. And everyone who has their thing puts their hand up. Harmast, please roll me an attack. So that is your broadsword score on or under.
So my broadsword score is 100, and I've got 84. So I'm assuming that's
yes,
not the
that is a
immediate
pass.
trail.
They are not attempting to dodge. They're dumb critters. So can you
Good.
please roll me the damage, which is on the same line?
Yep. So 6, 7, 8.
Okay, and do me a location. And normally this is a D20. Well, it's always a D20, but I have a special chart here for lizards. So tell me where you have done 8 damage.
6.
Okay, yeah. It did have a left hind leg before. It still mostly has one, but it's hanging off rather. And you have essentially crippled this lizard.
I don't feel guilty in the slightest.
I was hoping you would not.
Good.
Anyone else on 5?
Me.
Oot.
I'm assuming I'm still running towards them, so...
Well, obviously you're at the back, carefully. Yeah, you're wherever you want to be.
Alright.
I got... that's annoying. I got 71 out of 70.
Okay, so there's a great big clash. There's loads of claws everywhere. You throw yourself around. Tell me, is this a really important matter to you?
Not quite yet. No one's actually injured, so to get a miss is probably okay.
Sweet, that's cool. We'll do something else about that later, maybe. Vostor, what's your strike rank?
With what? I have a shield and a sword.
Yep.
Can I attack both in one round?
No,
or is it
you
one?
can attack. Well, you can if you are willing. If you have a total willingness to not defend yourself at all and wants to see the GM smile.
I mean, these things are cowardly and they just lost one, so...
Okay, cool. In that case, I am happy to let you swap that.
Well, the coppice is up first, strike rank 6,
Yeah,
which is a 9. Out
Ooh.
of 8.
That's a special, so that means you roll your ordinary damage, but the first bit, which is probably a d8 plus 1, roll that again and add it on. And then do me a location.
First, yeah. So the hit location is 12.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want the +1 twice? Or
Plus
just
1
the-
twice, yep.
Okay. In that case, then you are looking at 15.
Okay, and you told me where you roll. You told me the location, didn't you?
Well,
Yeah, sweet. So you have just put your sword straight through between the shoulder blades at the back, levered a bit. That is definitely an ex-lizard.
perfect. Now, if I wanted to follow up with the shield, what would happen?
You will add on your shield bash, your shield attack score. If you can fit it into one round, that's fine. So what's your shield strike rank?
It's the next up. So 7.
Okay, so 6 plus 7 is actually more than 12. We have 12 strike ranks in a round, so you're just not fast enough to do both of those things. So the answer is you've actually been sensible. Say again?
But there are 12 strike ranks in a round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There is a lot to unpack here, and can I do it twice is a new question.
Can you then attack with the same weapon twice if you have got enough strike rank?
If you have sufficient skill in that weapon, yes. Nobody here has. Okay, so that's that. And then the remaining lizards, I need to just strike that one off. And the death certificate says Vostor. The remaining...
For all of these lizards.
Say again?
Can.
Build a can for all of these lizards.
You can build a cairn out of all of the lizards. You're going to have quite a lot of lizard left.
I get the feeling that I am in the right group because I was contemplating saying that exact same thing.
But guys, we can have a feast tonight.
There's good eating on these things. There really is.
Okay.
I now just roll for all the lizards all at once. I'm just trying to find all of my d10s.
Fine, you don't need that many. There's one dead.
I think I can use another one as well. I think I can grab that one. Someone's stolen my other d10. And then I need to roll for who they hit when they do.
If they manage to hit me, I'll be very impressed.
They're not attempting you. Well,
flies.
I'm not going to say they're totally pants. Harmast, good news.
Oh.
You have a friend. You have a very happy friend. It loves you.
Oh dear.
Would you like to make either a dodge or a parry roll? The answer to that isn't yes, it is which one you're making.
So dodge is 46. Where's parry?
It is whatever your skill is of the weapon you're using. So either your sword or your shield.
So my sword is skill of 100.
Yeah, we're using baby steps here, so I will not destroy your sword if you parry with it.
Yes, because I remember reading something about
we will be nice about this one. It's simple.
Wait, out of character, our weapons have durability.
Yeah, they
Yes, oh god, yes. You can get your sword cut in half by a madman with an axe, and then you have a dagger, and it's terrible. Harmast, please roll me your defense.
Every 2 seconds when you break your weapon.
That's a video game reference she's not going to get.
Okay.
Harmast, how'd it go?
So I got a 5 of 100.
That is not merely a special, that is a critical, which is good because the lizard got a special. And that means that you have defended yourself so well that you should roll a little bit of damage. Do roll me ordinary damage against its face.
Against its face? Oh yeah, of course.
Well, what's it biting you with?
To attack. Yeah.
Destroy it.
So I think hang on, I need to figure out whether that's a 7 or a 1 because the number's rubbed off slightly. There we go. Lesson: don't use hematite dice. The paint rubs off. That is a 7.
Okay. Plus 1 would be 8 plus your damage bonus.
Another 1, so 9.
Okay, so yes. Good night and thank you. Vostor, death by parrying.
Vostor, death by parrying.
No, I was just reading the previous line. I just have them down there as numbers. Death by parrying. Harmast.
Now I'm a little annoyed. After you said, I'm not going to damage your weapon, I rolled my good parry roll.
Hey, at least your
Okay,
weapon is damaged.
at which point I don't think there is anything going on this round, so we'll just go straight to the next combat round. So, normally, if you cast rune magic, it would go off at this point. On strike rank 1. It's big and powerful. We're not going to bother with that. But if anyone, say, wants to inspire themselves by their friendship or by some particular rune that appeals to them, you could do that. You could go, yeah, I'm here with my friends, I'm harmonious. If you use a rune, that's it for this session. You can't use that rune again. If you use a passion, you just can't use it in this scene. A Harmast, your clan is here.
Yeah,
Why
I will.
would one want to do such a thing?
Say again.
Why would one want to
It
do
gives
this?
you a plus. If you succeed, it gives you a plus 20 on a particular skill that you choose. If you fail, it gives you a minus 20. Criticals and specials are very good. Fumbles are very good, but for me.
So let's say,
I'm
for
going to leave
example,
my
I have a
passions
rune.
alone. for
So
now.
again, Samala?
So let's say, for example, I have a rune which is man, 75%. Reverses beast at the moment, I'm guessing. And man is the rune that is in the way of Pokemon super effective against beasts. Is what I
Really, what you're doing is, if you're invoking man, you'd be saying that you're in a civilized environment. So if you were trying to use libraries, for example, or impress someone at feast, man would be very good. If you're trying to survive in the wild world, beast would be very good.
So like harmony, for instance.
If you are trying to bring harmony by killing things, it's a hard sell. It's just possible, but I suspect that harmony doesn't work for you here.
Okay, I think I'll leave the runes.
Cool.
For now.
Okay, but passions, your whole loyalty set can also work. So, strike for. What's that? Are we saying something, Harmest, or just faking me out? Okay.
I didn't intend to fake you out. So.
Yeah, you managed it anyhow. Strike rank 1, strike rank 2, strike rank 3, 4, 5. Okay,
If I can actually hit.
yeah, Yanioth, what are you hitting with?
I have a battle axe.
Yes, let's see you rolling that thing.
Alright. Mellow.
I mean,
What do I have to roll? Give me a sec.
Yeah, it'll be on the battle axe line.
Yeah, 1d8. Okay, 1d8.
that's damage.
A bit before.
There's a percentage
Wait, what?
for it. There's a percentage.
Oh, the
to find out
percentage, the
if you hit.
55%. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a d100. Okay, so that's... Sorry I'm so slow, by the way.
There is really a huge amount to take in here.
So that's the percentage roll.
Incidentally, to any of our listeners, if you could get me a cup of tea, that would be absolutely awesome.
Same.
Cat, drink your tea.
So, yes, so you have hit it successfully, Yanioth. Roll me a d20 for location and the little bit that says what your damage is.
Okay, location is this.
Location 4.
Damage.
Yep, you hit it in one of the
Damage.
legs.
Oh, that's not good.
You still
Where's the
hit it.
4? Okay, I got damage.
You can tell me if we're in a combat like this, because I'm only concentrating on one person.
Sorry, okay, so damage is 7.
7. So yeah, you kind of sliced it. Everything's dashing around everywhere. You can't tell where you're going to hit, and then you manage to get a hit onto its hind leg on the right hand side. You think you sliced off a foot maybe or something. You can't tell. Everything's floppy and bloody, but that one's limping a lot and screaming.
I'll take it.
What more
Okay.
do you want than floppy and bloody and screaming?
I know, right?
A little salt and
Maybe a bit of
pepper.
singing. Maybe a bit of singing as well. And some cairns.
Yeah, Hamast. I think you're 5 as well.
Yes, I have
Go
a
for it.
broadsword that I need
Go.
to introduce to another lizard. So I need.
It's fortunate you're very good with harmony, and so you know how to introduce one to another.
This is true.
If anyone else wants to pre-roll their stuff, feel free to, and then you can just announce, I have done this and this and this to location whatever. Or I have fumbled, that makes me happy.
I'm glad I'm using the broadsword and not the battle axe, because I have 90 out of 100 instead of 90 out of 40.
That is a pass. A plus score's a plus score. Roll me location and damage.
Indeed. So, location is a 6, and the damage is max damage 8, 9, 13.
Yeah, we'll call that one hop along for now. A lot of you seem to be attacking the back of them, probably because they're still up on the bull, so you've taken off yet another leg.
They keep bouncing at us. Of course
Yeah.
we're going to be swinging at the legs.
You take what opportunities you can get.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Caps,
You see
you're on
someone
5
bouncing
as well.
towards you.
So I swing at it with my broadsword.
Go for it.
one of them, and I've just posted my results. So
Sweet. Sorry, I if you can, yeah, because I have you on camera and I have you on text, and then I have
I wish I
the
had more
adventure.
monitors.
Damn.
I wish I had at least 2 more monitors
Yeah,
at the moment.
you have successfully, Kat, been the first person not to entirely take out a location when hitting a lizard.
Ooh.
I know.
That's not good.
Well,
Is it?
Not really. They're,
No,
they're,
not really.
They're
The
probably
lizard's still
happy
there.
right now.
I'm not proud of you.
Yeah, you again towards the back. It's another leg. There's going to be feasting tonight. Assuming you all survive, they can still get criticals against you, and I love it when that happens.
I'm sure lizard legs taste like frog legs, so it's all good.
You learn to get your protein where you can take it. This is the Bronze Age, and about strike rank 6, I think it's Vostor.
Yes. So two things. It's probably good for the people at home if we actually say what our dice rolls are when it's just us.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yep. My bad.
If I wanted to drop my shield and draw a second weapon, what would that be in terms of action?
You would be losing 5 strike ranks to drop it and grab. You could do that while you still attack, but you wouldn't get one in this turn. You'd be able to parry with both.
Cool. Good to know. I'm not doing that right now, however.
Yeah.
So, with my coppice, I got a 98 out of 80.
Okay, so that's a miss, but it's not a critical.
Really? A 98?
Yeah, because you are skillful, the critical range... Sorry, it's not a fumble. The fumble range gets smaller as you get up towards it. So the fumble range for 70 is 99 to 100, and for 71 plus is just 00. 00 never goes away.
Very smart.
Now, at about this point, the last of the lizards finally catches up. And all of the lizards, including that one, have finally worked out what is happening and begin to run away. There is one nice slow target, which Yanioth slowed down earlier, but none of you are in any further danger. Some of them are crawling away in pieces. Lizards traditionally can shed their tails to get away. These ones seem to have shed their legs. Vostor.
Are they edible?
Yes, rock lizards are edible.
Javelin?
We're
Javelin.
feasting tonight.
Roll me another javelin to get the slow one.
36 out of
30. Yeah, on the other hand, there's already quite a lot of rock lizard here.
So I
We've
can't
already
use my
killed
bow.
2, right?
Yeah, you totally can, Yanioth. Feel free. No apologies.
1 sec. Let me put my thingy up. Okay, so it's
Does anybody have a
ooh,
fireball?
23 out of 45.
Okay, so
So-
yes, so now you just roll your damage. You don't have a damage bonus for a bow, because reasons, or you
Okay,
have a
yep,
smaller
yep.
one if you do, but
So
read it off, do the damage, tell me where you hit.
it's damage 7. Oh, I forgot to do the location. That's D20, right?
Yep.
Location is 16.
Okay, so damage location 16. Yeah, pinning its leg to the ground when it's already slowed down is a little bit unfair, some would say. Obviously not you, because you've just done it.
I really wanted kebabs tonight, okay?
You've got one. You've got one. The marinade is a bit dodgy. It is still raining on you. It's still horrible weather out here. But on the other hand, you have plenty of food for tonight. It's not hot, so if you keep it in a saddlebag, most of this food will be good for the rest of your journey, meaning you won't have to eat what you've brought with you, which is good.
Yeah.
And you... Vostor.
How's the cow?
That was what I was about to get to. You have got one cow.
Actually.
The good news is there's only 59 left to go. Can you please...
Is it still alive?
The cow is still alive. Magical healing and first aid both work on cows.
First aid.
Yeah, and on the other hand, Vostor, you're the one that checks. Yeah, it looks a bit bloody. It looks like a very Sartorite cow. Can you please do me a herd roll, just Vostor?
I have farm.
If you don't have herd, then farm will suffice.
32 out of 35.
Yes, it looks like a cow. It looks, in fact, like one of the Erneldori cows. You can even see the little marks on its horns. This is definitely one of the correct cows. Yanioth, please roll me first aid.
Okie dokes.
We have a third mount now.
I don't think so.
How did that go for you, Yanioth?
Got an 80 out of 50.
That's fine. That's just a fail. Like, a fail is a fail. I only want you to laugh if it's 96 or above, because that cues me to laugh. Yeah, you just can't fix it. You could either use magic, or you could... Yeah, no.
Is it worth using magic?
Well, if you use spirit magic, your spirits
I have spirit magic.
Your spirits will refill basically within 24 hours from nothing.
Okay, I can
So,
do heal.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's called heal 3.
Because you can heal up to 3 points. You put in up to 3 magic points, and you
Okay.
heal that number of hit points to someone.
Out of character, how much healing does it need?
About 3 hit
How
points.
badly is it?
It's like, you call upon your spirit and 3 hit points. you magically know, oh yes, this much as you channel your spirit into it. Power times 5, please.
What is it? Power times 5.
For spirit magic. And there will be no attempts to overcome it because it wants to be healed and it likes you.
It's 86 out of 75.
Okay, so your spirit fails to answer, it's fine. You try again and you try again. Spirit magic sometimes just goes hick. There is no penalty for failing spirit magic. If we get to failing rune magic, I think
don't
by
wanna
now
know.
you have the idea of what kind of lovely, happy, fluffy GM I am.
I don't even want to know what will happen if I fail summoning an earth elemental. I don't want to know. I really do not want to
So
know.
I'm going to advise you, don't fail.
I'll try.
My name is now Fluffy Happy GM. It is official.
This is the sort of spirit magic I like.
My lord, we have recovered one of the bovine. However, this does mean we will now be traveling slower if we try to bring it with us. At the same time, we cannot leave it here.
Let us kill it now. Sorry.
More food?
We are not killing the cow just
Okay, fine,
to get
fine.
food.
Fine.
I suggest no such thing. Ignore the voice in the sky.
There's a voice in our head that's just giving us ideas. It's not our problem.
So yeah,
It's not
occasionally I know that people do listen to the chat channel, and the chat channel is allowed to give you advice as the gods, and I will mercilessly misuse that if it amuses me.
I am really, really glad that the person that I invited has gone off for dinner because he would give some terrible advice. He's the person talking about librarian ooking.
Shall we tack the cow to the zebras and
Wait, shall we what?
like attach the cow to the zebras?
Do you mean via a lead rather than via a
Yeah,
stable
not
or something?
Like them together or like so.
Yeah, I mean they come with rings in their nose so that you can control them.
Yeah. And
Not rings on their fingers and bells on their toes.
I just
that
heard
would be
rings on their
weird.
nose and I feel very attacked all of a sudden.
Yeah. So you attach Yanioth to. Yes. You get.
I mean,
You can get the cow attached.
we could absolutely find a small enough clip, I'm sure.
what about where the cow came from?
It's
Well,
not
it's one
where
of
the
our
bush
cows.
was, but you think the trail leads that way that the cow came from.
I
It is one of your cows. It's a bit embarrassing. Maybe you shouldn't mention that you thought the bush was the way. Vostor,
Yeah.
where they came from, totally the way.
Yeah,
We must be aware that the cow will no doubt have been running wildly. It may be safer to follow the path that they originally took, rather than the wild tracings of a cow.
Depends how smart the cow is.
It's a cow.
Can we do tracking?
Not wrong.
What was that, Sarala?
Can we do tracking to try and pick up a trail?
I'm gonna put you out of everyone else's misery here. Eventually, with a few altercations with bushes, interesting lizard recipes, Potentially Vostor offering to kill things, because there's a squirrel there. And
At least it's not a raccoon.
yes, you
We
will...
don't see any owls either, right?
No raccoons,
The
no
owls,
owls.
no, it's not the owls that are the problem, it's the raccoons.
He
Yes,
actually
but
changed
said we
his
needed to
mind
listen to the owl.
throughout. And eventually, you continue and the destination of the Grey Dog clan becomes obvious. Vostor, please derail.
But there's an owl right there.
Where?
It's got too much reflection on it. Can you hold it up to the camera, please?
Oh my god, it's an owl.
There is indeed an owl.
Burn it.
Burn it.
Burn it.
Yes, there is an old ruin standing on a steep hill here. It juts upwards above the rocky hills, above the treetops. Like it's the top of a bit. Please can you all make an intelligence check? Preferably some of you make a successful intelligence check. That is int times 5 on or under.
Oh, okay. I have 100. Like, as in my int is 100.
Yes, a fail, a 96 will still be a fail,
Okay.
and 100 will always be a fumble.
Shite. Okay, no, that's good.
Such intemperate language.
Oh,
26 out of 75.
Well done, Vostor.
19 out of 100.
I think
Okay.
we all got it all right.
Those of you who have passed that will realise they have not heard any bird song in a while. Sarala, yeah, it's not just the birds. You haven't heard anything in a while. And, you know, taking your freaky memory back and forth, there's been at least... While you're on this hill, in fact, while you're on the beginnings of the hill you're coming up to, no bird song.
This is suspiciously quiet, my friends. This isn't natural.
And can everyone also please make me a scan roll?
The trail leads to this ruin. We can't turn back.
So, as you have been approaching, there have been rocks and broken rocks and so on along the way. But you are pushing yourselves to get here. Now you can see that some of the broken rocks are significantly less broken. And in fact, yeah, a lot of them seem to be carved with a rough shape of a stone woman. It's like, there's one, Yanioth. And now that you look, a lot of those rocks with their old carvings could be bits of stone women.
Out of character. Do any of them look like an angel with her hands covering her face?
No, if you've ever seen the Venus of Dusseldorf, you're looking at kind of...
Ooh,
like,
shapely.
yeah, shapely as long as the shape is a spindle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Big breasts. Hello, Vostor. I'll get to the end of this sentence because otherwise I'm stopping on big breasts. And bands that go over her face like that. There. Vostor.
If we're about
Vostor.
to get into a larger scene, is it a good time for a break?
Yeah, I think that's actually a very good time for a bio break. I was just throwing the stone woman in there because you could have noticed her before, but 3 hours. And I will be back in a couple of minutes. Those of you in the chat channel, feel free to talk amongst yourselves, especially to give them really good advice, which I shall then be laughing about. Not laughing at you, laughing at them. Hi guys, I'm still listening, I see. Thank you for that suggestion, Tony. Anthony, that one.
Sorry, Kat. No.
So, as there's nobody else obviously around, let's actually have a look through the chat channel. Ah, there are other people
Boo.
obviously around now. Shh, hide.
Okay, sorry, wait.
You're not. Yeah, that's good. That's good. There's no one else obviously around.
There you go, not here. Oh shit, Raven's here now too.
Apparently, Hobbit Tom says, of course, Diana is not included among the lovely people. He's not saying I'm not lovely. He's questioning my species there. Yeah, casting flight on the cows would be a bit awkward because cows are so big that you probably wouldn't get even one airborne.
Your species doesn't matter. You can still be a person.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, were-ducks are people too. Trolls are people.
I disagree on trolls.
Yeah, he is questioning my very peopleness. He doesn't think I'm a lovely people.
How dare he?
Well, he's met me.
Ah, makes sense.
Hi.
He isn't ashamed of puns.
I'm glad to see Kieran's having issues.
So, for those who are unaware, Tom was my original GM. It is all his fault. And I said to him, I don't have time to play in your game. I know myself. I will get obsessive. And he said, no, come along, do it. Persuaded me. And now I publish RPGs. I mean, he really does not understand that when I say obsessive, I don't mean any of your namby-pamby mere living in your basement surrounded by pictures of your icon obsessive. I mean obsessive.
I'm just really glad this isn't a basement.
We actually have no proof of that, Harmast.
That's a very good point. Yes.
Oof.
Vouch.
However, you could have a secret basement elsewhere that we don't know about. So.
I could. But you've also seen the pictures on the walls. Not that one. That one's new.
I mean, we haven't seen your neighbours, so...
There are many
No.
things worse than raccoons. Oh yes, Hobbit keeps trying to say things. We don't know what he's going to do. Yeah, I am making money, Tom. But you really didn't believe me. Actually, I should probably take a moment right here, right now, and just pitch what I actually do, because this is a good break. So, drive-through-rpg.com.
Curiosity, how long are we going to keep
We
going?
are probably going to go up to about 11 o'clock. Was that when you
Okay.
wanted to stop, Foster, or was it 10 o'clock?
I would like to stop by 10:30 at the latest.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to be aiming to put it in at 10:30.
Yeah,
So-
that would be about 11 my time.
Yeah. 11 is
I think
11
I'm-
would be too late.
Yeah, I might have to stop
yeah.
before then.
I was originally aiming to get it done in 3 hours, and 7 plus 3, it turns out, is not 11. I'm just used to going to 11 o'clock. So we have hustled on a bit. It's probably about another hour. But let me
Okay.
just find
It's... Wait, what time is it
Cusium.
here? Oh, it's 10 o'clock here.
beer with teeth. Yoink. I can do this. I can do it. I can totally do it.
Is it
I am typing
casting
things as
fly?
well as saying things. So,
Ah.
that is a link to all of the things that we have so far published, including... this is not even a humble brag, this is just a brag. It's my name on there.
Oh, well done.
Tom, this is all... Actually, it's a bit my fault. I did get obsessive. And thank you. I'm very happy to be in that. So,
Do you have a sword?
Of course, I'm a warrior. All warriors spare their arms.
I wasn't actually sure who he was talking to there, and I could also answer yes.
To be fair, I can also answer yes.
Well, hello, Yanioth. We are family, aren't we?
All of my weaponry is A, steel, and B, put away.
I thought I'd play it safe with the plastic one.
Yeah, reasonable.
Right, so you are outside a tower. There is a lot of rock work around this place. The architecture here looks a bit old and a bit strange and a bit weird and not like it was really made with humans in mind, to be honest.
Lizards or cows?
Neither. Vostor.
Do the tracks lead straight towards that ruin?
The tracks lead up a spiral ramp and into the ruin, as far as you can tell.
Why would they take cows into a ruin?
It's more of a citadel than merely a single tower. Like it's got a big hill around it.
The question still stands, to be honest.
Because whoever lives in the ruin wants the cow.
I may not be an expert on such matters, but if I were to take a large herd of cow, well, to an ancient, mysterious place with earth ladies and spirits of unknown origins and talking to the dead and all this stuff, clearly it's being used for heretical purposes.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree.
As a note, is heresy a thing that exists in this setting?
No, but
I'm
unclean
pretty
purposes
sure
are.
we're not in Warhammer 40k.
Yeah.
Generally, what you mean is that's a slightly different religion to mine, therefore I must gut you. You know, you can have severe dogmatic questions, but you don't tend to have heresy as a generality.
Don't get grey dogmatic questions. The grey dogs just get murdered. All of their cattle stolen.
Then I will adjust my wording. It is unnatural.
Reasonable.
Very reasonable.
Can everyone do me a scan roll, please?
Yep.
Hey.
I got
Oof.
82 out of 25 now.
I'm not even going to bother, but it's not a fumble, so...
10, baby.
10 out of?
65.
So that would be a special for you. Yeah, Vostor. Those who pass will see a quick sign. You see someone's head, you're pretty sure, poking up over the wall. Vostor, yeah, you're a soldier, human, male, open-faced helm, a lot like the one the ghost was wearing. You know, hers was a ghost, this one isn't. That's almost certainly a grey dog.
Do I shoot it?
It's a little... You could get close enough, but by the time you have been told about that, yeah, they've gone again. There was just...
I assume we are at the base of the path that leads to this ruin.
Yeah, you are far enough away that it is sensible, and close enough that you can see stuff.
My lord, we have arrived at our destination. The grey dogs are within, no doubt our herd. However, if we attempt to assail this path, no doubt they will project us with projectiles.
Project us with
My
projectiles.
lord. Your destination is on the left. Sorry.
You have arrived at your destination.
Who here has a shield?
I have
also
a shield.
Same.
Good. Then we should proceed with our shields raised. Otherwise, you will be projected.
That's
I
what
was
happens when you're not
contemplating.
protected.
I was contemplating sending for some sappers and undermining the thing and collapsing all of it. No?
Yeah,
too much
that
work?
sounds like civil engineering. And to me, it
Harmeth,
sounds like you've got a
all-
sword and some friends.
All I can offer is some rocks. I can't offer anything else.
In fact, you can offer an earth
A rock, an
elemental.
earth elemental.
You,
But-
of all people, are a civil engineer in this sense. Like, if you wanted to get in through the walls, that would be how to do it.
Shall I?
Do we try talking first?
Is there any other way out of that castle?
If you are you going round it to check?
Because
Is
if
it worth
there's
it?
a one path that comes down, we could lay siege.
Well, you can get around the hill and look.
I'm assuming they've noticed us already at this point, though.
They've seen
We'll take
us.
a quick look around.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the back of it, someone must have brought a Munga Earth Elemental around here because there's a stretch of dozens and dozens of yards that's fallen down and you could just clamber in if you wanted. Within, you can kind of see this is an old wreck of a place. It wasn't ever really a huge town, it was like a little citadel. There's a big tower in the middle. Can everyone please make me a listen roll?
Oh, whoops. One sec. Ugh.
Poor Vostor, it's the helmet.
Zachary.
Wait, what's my
Failed.
listen? One
But I
sec.
did fumble.
I need to find. Where's my listen?
Oh, Heartmaster's also failed listen.
Hey, listen. I can't. Okay, no, I failed it.
Okay, so yeah, it's there's some wind in the trees and an entire lack of birds, but you can't hear anything of particular interest to you.
We're all bloody deaf. We're just all deaf. It's all good.
Yeah, it's that old bloke singing before, or maybe the raccoons have followed you.
It's the raccoons.
Mm-hmm.
So, shall we make our way in through the rear entrance?
Do you still want that earth elemental?
I'm very glad you said that with a straight face, Harmast, and I'd like to congratulate you.
It takes a great deal of practice.
So I have heard.
What shall we do with the zebras and the cow?
I win.
Leave them
What did
Any
you-
of them?
further back
Can we hide them?
trees.
Yeah, you can leave them back in the trees. You can tie them to trees so
Okay,
they don't get
that'll be
away. And
alright.
if you die, it's not like it matters to you.
Do you still require my earth elemental?
Not yet. Let's save that for making a way out.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Okay. At this point, there are a few more things that you could learn within this place. However, there is an hour to go, and if we finish early, that's better than finishing late. So I'm going to direct that you have, it's the next episode. You have a choice of things. You could either attempt to get your cattle out when you find them, or you can investigate the big scary tower. The cattle, if you bring them out, will have to go past the big scary tower. For details on the big scary tower, please can everyone make me a listen roll.
Fuck's sake.
I think that Harmast has proven that he doesn't want to hear a damn thing you're saying.
Yeah.
I get that a lot with people, to tell the truth.
Sadly,
Is that like 3 in
Yanyoth
total?
Yanyoth is just
Well-
deaf. She's just completely deaf. Bless her.
Just for the record, Vostor, say that out loud so everyone can hear you, smug.
12 out of 40.
So that was a pass. Did we have a pass on listen? Yeah.
I took the helmet
Even
off.
even Sorala
Yeah,
passed.
the problem was I wasn't sure if it was actually going 3 or 12 or 21, so I had to get him to say it, and I was hoping it would be a 3. Yeah, those of you who pass listen will hear the sound of chanting. It's a single voice. It's a male voice. It's a male voice anti-choir coming from the tower itself.
I reverse my reversal. Heresy.
I think that might be
Oh,
our
it's my-
friend that killed our clansmen. Should we were supposed to take revenge, weren't we?
We were indeed supposed to take revenge.
Should we?
We do indeed desire revenge. Vengeance is at hand.
Just to clarify, we've got the cattle.
You've got one cow.
No, we got one cow.
You could
If you had another cow.
Yeah, you could take the cattle out from the ceremonial pen where you've seen them. Interesting fact about this place, there are an awful lot of cattle skulls and bones around.
We need
Some
to
of
save the
them don't
cows.
look like ordinary bones. Can everyone please make me an area lore roll?
What's
Dragon
that?
Pass area.
Dragon Pass.
Yeah, okay, Dragon Pass, okay.
14 I got 14 out of 25.
Yeah, that's
Ugh.
ore rocks, and they don't grow here anymore. They're extinct. This is an old place, and cattle have been here, apparently with their heads chopped off for a very long time
Harmast,
now.
we are not having a good day.
No.
So yeah,
I get the feeling that Harmast has made a decision and is zoned in on a single thing. I just need to figure out what that thing is.
vengeance!
It's probably the cows.
Vengeance.
It's the cows. I'm just focused on the cows.
Yeah, Yanioth, it's absolutely reasonable to you. You're focused on the cows. You worship the earth and fertility.
Give me those cows.
In the meantime, there is ominous chanting.
Should we do something about the ominous chanting, guys?
Ominous chanting.
Should I sing?
Vengeance!
Should I sing?
My lord, I believe we can do something about both. If this place is so heretical, but they require so many cows, by removing the cows we will interrupt whatever fiendish ritual it is they're performing. Then we can go in and deal with the singer.
What if they
One
don't
thing-
notice?
That actually sounds like remarkably good advice, and it has gotten through to Harmast's vengeance lust, because the love for family and clan is more important than hate for the Grey Dog.
That's a very wise way of putting it. What is your plan for getting the cattle out?
Opening the door?
What we could do is open the door and then smack one of them really hard and start
You are
stampede.
hoping to stampede the cattle.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's an option. I'm not saying it's a good option, but it's an
We'll
option.
put it on the table and then we'll leave it there, and then we'll put some other things on the table as well and maybe cover it over.
I'm
Janioth.
also stampeding them.
I'm thinking.
Janioth's thinking, Sarala, you are in
I'm
favour of
thinking.
stampeding them?
I'm in favour of stampeding them.
My recommendation,
girl.
my lord, will be to reconnoiter into the tower, ensure that there are no excessive amounts of opponents to face us, retrieve the cows, and defeat any opposition to our extradition of the cows.
Wasn't
What?
your advice a minute ago to not go into the chapel and
Yeah,
to take
and
the
to-
cows first?
I meant enemies between us and the cows. We go in quiet.
So
Deal with-
you could potentially sweep all the cattle out in front of the tower and it would all go really well and it would be great. Unless anyone comes out of the tower. Yeah. Just to make
Can
sure
we
all-
bar the door?
There is no door. The tower
What
itself
if-
looks pretty broken down. It's
So as not to cause a gigantic what's the word for the cows just running
Stampede?
amok?
Stampede.
We start the stampede and I slow them.
You cannot slow them all. There are
Damn it,
about
never mind.
60 cattle. You would run out of magic
Oh
points.
gosh, it's just 69.
59.
59. It's
Ah,
59.
So earlier in battle, we did not have to keep track of this because we were going to be getting to this point. However, slow has a cost on it,
Yeah, I know.
and you would run out of magic points.
If
Later
our
you can get...
reconnaissance-
Sorry.
If our reconnaissance shows that all of the grey dogs are inside the tower, then we can easily collapse the tower using this elemental and be about our day.
How about we
Actually-
just collapse the tower and then
And take the
move,
cows.
if there are any left outside, we
No,
deal
no,
with
if-
them.
If we collapse the tower, will it go on the cows?
If you are unlucky, yes, it is quite close to the ceremonial corral.
So what we need to do, it requires a lot of good timing. While I summon the earth elemental, someone lets the cows go. Everything needs to happen in sync.
Is there anyone here with a good herding skill? To the librarian, the warrior prince, the bodyguard, and the spellcaster.
Well, you are all spellcasters. That one is an earth girl. She probably understands cattle, but in this complex multi-part
I have
plan,
like 20%. I do not understand cattle.
you're probably the best they've got.
I could try.
I've got 25. I'm not doing terribly.
I got 20. You could both
Remember,
try.
you could conceptually at least inspire yourself to improve your herd skill. So, as you said, you are attempting to get your cattle back.
Yes, and that would be
So,
harmony.
in your case, it might be loyalty clan
Yeah.
because
Would
it
I
is your
be able to use a rune?
people. You could use a rune if you can find one that you believe is appropriate.
Fertility, maybe? Because...
You will.
Or earth. It's either one of
probably
them.
more likely in this case to be fertility because it's
Fertility.
all about providing for your people. I would not always allow such a thing, but I think actually, providing for your people, it's fine, it's cool, it works.
I've got movement.
That's
I don't know why that makes me giggle.
certainly that would help in getting things in motion. Was there any point at which you wished to control these things?
Yeah, fair
2
point.
seconds.
I think the first step of that's important is simply getting there and seeing what's actually in there, because the reconnaissance and figuring out how many people we're up against will change what we want to do.
Information before action, as I so wisely said earlier.
Yeah. So I
So,
think
yes.
regardless of what we actually do, we just need to sneak in and get.
Sweet. Okay, in that case, I need to roll a thing now. Can you please all make me your best of listen or scan? I wonder where that one is.
Ooh, I got
Almost.
3 out of 35.
You got what out of 35?
3 out of 35.
Hey.
And
I
that's on my
hate you
script.
and all your works. I mean, yes, congratulations. Any other notable successes? 3 out of 35 on scan. Okay, so Palmast.
Unless 69 is notable.
It's not even a notable failure.
Oh, come on, it is notable.
No, it's boring.
I call a vote.
Okay,
This
Srala,
is not a democracy.
as you go in, you see quite... First of all, I'm going to set the general scene. There is one big room within this tower. It's hollow and there's no roof anymore. It's a round room with sloping sides. This is a bit weird. Outside, the rain's coming in like that. In here, the rain is falling straight down onto a central altar. It also looks like the lighting in here is different. It is shining directly down onto the flinched and bloody horned skull. Vostor, you know those horn markings, you've noticed them before. It's a skull of a bull sitting on the altar. An array of reddened bones arranged around it, and a bloody cowhide off to one side. There's blood and meat everywhere. Behind the altar, there's a giant 3-metre high ochre-stained stone statue of this stone woman. Like, all of the stone woman. She and it are stained with blood and gore. The altar has got everywhere. There's a smell of blood. Now, all of you will be aware of how animal sacrifice works. You've all taken part in it. You give the animal's spirit to the god. This is something way more disturbing than that. This is like someone really didn't care about anything but getting the bones off. The blood has dripped down, there are runnels in the floor, and sprawled against one wall are 3 dead, in fact, 3 dead grey dogs. That would account for the whole number. Their throats have been cut, they're also drenched with blood. It looks like they were sacrificed too. Which is not unheard of, but icky. As you come in, 2 things happen. First of all, the skull on the altar raises up a little, like it's on something, and turns to look at you. Second, Sarala, you see behind the altar there's an odd reflection. You're pretty sure it comes off someone's sword. It's not casting a shadow because it's noon, but there's someone hiding behind the altar, and they just moved their sword and you saw the light dance.
I'll point them out immediately to Vostor. There's a obviously the skull's a bit of a scary thing, but I'll be like, there's another one behind the altar.
Is there still a person chanting?
The chanting has stopped.
And everyone is hidden, aside from this sword.
Yeah, well, you can only see, apparently you got told there was someone behind the altar. There are 3 dead bodies. None of them seems to be Danikos. He would be the last if that's him there.
And there's a moving skull on the altar.
And yeah, the skull went...
Now, if I'm assuming that dismiss magic isn't especially powerful.
Is that a rune spell?
It is a rune spell. Yeah.
It's more powerful the more rune points you put into it. It will dismiss its weight in rune spells or twice its weight in spirit magic. And you can stack it. So if someone is using magic, you generally cast it on them, and their magic tends to collapse.
Would I be able to cast Find Enemy so we can see where everybody's
Yeah,
at?
feel free. So at that point, you spend the number of rune points that are required, and you
Okay.
roll on or under whichever rune you're using, which will probably be the highest one because it's a common rune spell that is local to your
it's-
cult.
So it's Earth. Okay.
Yeah, basically, tell me, O great Onalda, what the hell it is that's attached to your earth that wants to hurt me.
Okay.
So please roll that.
Give me 2 seconds. Okay.
You can, if you want, decide to put it on someone else and you'll get the information too, and so will they.
Okay. Then I can cast it on, for example, on Vostor.
Yes.
And he'll
Yes,
also be able to
and
see
he
what I'm
gets
saying.
that information.
Okay, then I shall cast it on him as well.
Yeah.
And I rolled a 5 out of 90 for my Earth rune.
So, that's actually really quite cool because you have criticaled your casting. Onalda loves you to the point where you have not spent that rune point after all.
Nice.
Vostor, I assume you are letting your ally cast a spell on you. If not, say, cool, yeah. You and Yanioth both understand there is one being in here which wishes you harm. And it is hiding behind the altar.
Okay.
That's the
Is
only
there-
thing that wishes you harm. The others won't have that information.
Okay, so my two questions: is there a thing such as line of effect in this, or is knowing that they are there enough to cast the spell at them?
You will need to be able to see them if you wish to be able to cast a spell, unless it's an area effect.
What counts as a cult spirit?
Who are you from? The Seven Mothers.
Yeah.
I don't actually know. I don't know enough about them. The heaviest hitter you have to hand would be your fire elemental, which is a specialised form of cult spirit.
Okay, so floating cow skull maybe not a cult spirit.
Floating cow skull may well be a cult spirit. Sorry, I thought we were talking about you there. My apologies.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I would know that.
Yeah, you would probably know it. It may well be a cult spirit of this area put into something solid. It does not seem to be hostile. Although, if there were some hostility far away controlling it, you wouldn't be able to tell, necessarily. Yeah. Difficult
My
one.
lord, how do you seek to proceed?
There is some muttering from behind the altar.
Is anybody going to share the fact that the skull isn't hostile?
Sure, I can expand
Yeah,
on
we
Yeah,
can both
okay.
explain
As you are
that.
doing that, whoever is behind the altar will be preparing a bit more, but yes, you can get that information.
My lord, well, how do you wish to proceed? It looks like it's only that Derek, whatever his name was.
Danakos. Derekos, son of Davakos.
We sense no hostility from whatever is possessing that cow skull, but who can know what their true intention is?
Well, if it's only him, let us get vengeance! I don't know why I've said that so dramatically.
Okay.
But yes.
At
Vengeance.
that point, the guy is going to start sprinting out from behind the altar. He's going to cast one spell on the way, and he seems to be heading towards you. As he comes, the first thing he shouts is, "Idrima, guide me, be with me!" And he's going to attempt to cast a spell on someone who looks worrying. Foster, you get the good news this time. He has successfully cast a spell on you. What is your POW?
15.
Okay, so you feel his pathetic attempt to force his will upon you by magic just bounce off you. It's like, ha, no. He's got that many problems. And incidentally, those watching will be aware that is my single pop culture reference, and I'm done now.
If he had succeeded, would I have been able to use any of my blocking spells?
It depends on what the effect was. So
I
he
think
was
I would
getting
have been
there
able
first.
to use this Miss Magic, though, onto you.
Absolutely, yes. So other people would have had options I'd have explained.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been too bad.
He's running across the ground towards you.
What can I throw?
So, you could pick up
Can
some
I
rocks
stick
or
my
a
foot out so
skull.
he trips?
If you get forwards towards where he is and put yourself in danger, you can definitely attempt a grapple roll, yes.
Can we throw our javelins as a starter for
You have had your javelins prepared, but if you were to throw them and miss, he might be upon you before you had fully got your swords prepared. If you want to take that extra moment, it's a risk.
broadsword it is? And
I can try slowing him.
Yanioth,
I can slow him.
Yanioth, you totally can. Vostor, what were you saying?
What does Mind Blast do?
It is a good fun thing. You should have spell descriptions, but if not, I will.
Well, it says that it does something to his intelligence, but I don't know what mechanical effect that would have on
Okay. It essentially stops him from being much more than an animal. It will stand stupefied and dumbstruck should you overcome his power.
Okay, I'll try to Mind Blast him.
Okay, so in that case, we will go straight to strike ranks, because strike rank
Should
1 is rune magic.
Should I try slowing first then?
You
I
can't,
have
well, that will be about strike rank 2.
Okay,
Rune
okay.
magic
'Cause
is that. And yeah.
Oh yeah, because this is spirit magic. Okay.
Yeah, you got to do a bit of chanting. He just goes,
Okay.
yeah. So please roll me your moon rune to cast that.
So, can I wager that this Derek guy has not got
Stop calling him Derek.
has not got any honor, but I do. Can I wager honor here as a passion?
I
He's
see.
spitting in the face of it.
What are you trying to do? What is your wish here? Do you wish to bring him to justice, or do you wish to kill him? Because the honourable thing to do is to fight him fairly, without putting him out of action, and give him a chance and capture him.
Not a dragon.
On the other hand, it will not help you with a rune spell. The rune spell will be just your straight rune anyhow.
Oh, fair enough.
So
Never
let's get to that point first.
So, what do I roll?
Moon, whatever your rune is, on or under.
Okay. So moon is my best rune.
Yep, we hope. Luna.
I roll 77 out of 90.
Okay, so yes, you have successfully cast it. You shape the magic. Your power's 1 higher than his. If it was equal, it would be 50% chance now. You have a 55% chance of affecting him. Roll me your resistance roll.
I rolled a 13.
Okay, so yeah, what actually happens is he's coming in at a charge, and then he just seems to forget, and just stands there, drops his sword.
How long does this last for?
Days equal to half of your POW.
So, a week.
Yeah.
Tie him up.
You
Do we have
time.
rope? Do we have rope?
Yeah, you have all the things that you wanted to, bring a herd of cattle back with.
Tie him up.
Which is the point at
Tie him
which the goddess shifts and the big stone form says, "Feed him to me."
Excuse me?
no,
Mine!
For once in my life, no.
She is
I have no
incidentally talking
idea
in
what you
adequate
asked.
Ortling.
No.
I think we should leave this place immediately.
I am
I think we
itching
should
that.
run. I
Yep.
think we should run.
ready to
Grab the
collapse tower?
cows.
My
Should we collapse?
cows.
No, our
No,
cows.
our cows.
Mine.
This is not a democracy, this is a
Mine.
communism. Ours.
Mine.
Shh.
She's
Communism.
pretty big.
Yeah, I think running's a good idea.
Should I still summon my Earth Elemental? Just pow it in.
Yeah, seems
Okay.
reasonable.
You definitely could if you wish to. However, Yanioth, you of all people may know this. Can you please, do you have a cult lore on your sheet?
Do I have a what?
Cult lore, so lore for Analda or for your goddess.
Yes, I do.
Can you
Yes, I do.
please roll me that at plus 25?
A plus 25?
Yep. So, as if your skill were
Wait, one sec.
25% higher.
I don't get it.
What's your skill?
My skill's 40. Oh,
Okay,
so it would
add 20. Yeah, it'll be
65.
65 for this roll.
Okay, so it's
it's-
57.
Okay,
I rolled a
so,
57 out of 65.
So, you do know this sort of thing, because Earth goddesses hang around. They are tremendously powerful. This one's demanding and probably related somehow to Marangor, your goddess's sister. She is likely vengeful. Just running away might not be your best option. Sometimes goddesses can be tricked, sometimes they can be bargained with. And if she is massively pissed off, and she is an earthquake goddess, getting cattle out of here could be troublesome. If,
Can
of course,
I
you're
cast
wrong...
Befuddle on her.
Say again?
Can I cast Befuddle on her?
You
Doubt
could
it.
definitely try to.
Seriously?
Seriously, it is. She probably has a very high POW. There will be a low chance that you will get away with this. Plus, it's a very short spell. If you wanted to bring serious magic here, the things that push back against gods are other gods. So, like, rune magic might manage it, but you would have to be using your brain against her brain, or your spirit against her spirit, and goddess.
Seems troublesome.
Very.
Yeah, Yanioth at least is not running, despite everyone thinking this is a good idea, so...
I will.
I'm just reading through my spells and trying to find something that would make sense.
Noticing that Yanioth isn't running, Harmast will slow and look back and go, "What's wrong?"
And I will explain that this
She's a-
might possibly be...
A goddess, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I already forgot how she was
Yeah,
related.
she might be a daughter of the earthquake.
Might. I have
Might.
I have a charisma rune spell.
That would allow you to help negotiations, either with you or someone else.
Well, in that case, if running is going to cause an earthquake,
Might
that's
cause an
cool.
earthquake.
Might cause an earthquake. Might. Tiny chance.
There is a non-zero chance of earthquakes.
Right, fine. Time to do the bargaining thing. This is something I'm theoretically good at.
Yeah, and Vostor.
My lord, whilst you bargain, do you wish to try and...
Actually,
You're going to have to do that 59 times now.
how about I
She's busy with the...
how about I try and speak to the spirit and you guys just sneak out?
A
Maybe it
couple
will
of
work.
other skulls kind of move on the ground by you.
I'm gonna kill you. Out
Is
of
that me?
character.
Okay, just to check, because if you were saying that in character, I had results.
Do I just try and cast charisma and hope for the best?
Harmast will step towards the goddess and... My apologies, lady. It was not made clear to me that we were in the presence of a deity. Please accept my apologies.
Yeah, the bands around her face move a bit. There's something disquieting in there in a bright light, but it doesn't harm you. The rune spell Yanioth and Vostor is still active. There is still no wish to commit harm here.
We came searching for a herd that was dishonorably stolen from our lands by this traitor, and I'll kick the tied-up bundle at on the floor.
He served me well.
And
Will
you wish
serve
to
me?
eat him, yes?
Yes. And half your cattle.
May I ask why?
Long have I slumbered here, fighting the old battles. I will not tell you all these reasons, but I will give you power, little people. Power to your tribe, power to your clan for sacrifice. Danakos is broken and useless to me now. Power brings power. Give me what I desire and I will protect you in the wars to come. Half your cattle and the grey dog.
See, I cannot return to my father with merely half the cattle I was sent to obtain. Might I suggest 10 of our cattle?
At this point, I think you have bargain on your sheet. This is going to be here
I
a
do.
while. Yanioth, if you wished to cast this on him, if you wished to make him a better bargainer, you could absolutely, definitely kind of stand
So
behind him.
I can cast charisma onto him.
Yeah, totally.
I have no idea what that does.
It's going to about double your rate. Just don't worry about it. It just gets better. So, Yanioth,
Cool.
first of all, please roll me charisma.
Okay, so melon charisma. I'm assuming I'm using my best rune, which is Earth.
Yep, totally. Well, actually, is it written on there?
No, it just says charisma and 1.
Okay, cool. In
assuming
that case,
that's like how
Earth will
much-
work. There's probably a
Okay.
picture of the rune involved, but never mind that. Totally
No,
Earth.
there isn't
Possibly Harmony. Any of the
no, you don't
peanut
have harmony,
gallery?
I
No.
think it's just
Okay,
Earth.
sweet. Go for Earth.
I got 65 out of 90.
Okay, so yeah, Harmast, you feel really good about this negotiation. Please roll me that bargain.
Okie dokie, I have already rolled a 60.
Okay, so yes, this is going to be a pass. The goddess doesn't just want 10, she's hungry, she's powerful, but you can make do. You can bring back 2/3 of the cows, of those that are left. You know, there are a couple that are already dead. Let's talk about the remaining cows. We're going to draw a line over the past, and no one needs to get earthquaked.
The ones that are already dead could be part of the 2/3 that we give to her.
Part of the 1/3 that you give to her by
1/3.
the time they're done.
Yes.
Yeah, she's not going for that, but she will give you Danakos, so you can take him back.
Yeah, I will take Danakos and 2/3 of the cows, 2/3 of the remaining cattle.
Yeah, so this is done. And you will be able... go on, everyone do me herd rolls. If you don't have a herd roll, your herd roll is 5. You're all
Can
going
we
to
tie
have
them
to help
together
with-
first?
That's
I
not
got-
how you move cattle.
I got a
It's worth it.
25 out of 30.
Okay, so
60 out,
There we go.
60 out of 5.
I'll write it here.
okay, so no fumbles and some success. It is going to take you a few days to get the cattle home. At which point you'll have to explain first of all to your mother and then to your father what happened, Harmast.
Yeah.
Can you please do me an orate? Because you're going to stand up in the hall and you're going to declaim about your deeds. You may, if you wish, do a sing instead, if you've got a saga.
Can I go with oratory? Because I don't
Orate,
have
yeah.
narrate.
Sorry, it's slightly different on your... Yes, you can. It's the same thing. Your sheet is not perfectly mine.
6 of 50.
So, not only are you awesome in battle,
Indeed.
great in
Negotiation.
contemplation of the gods, powerful in negotiation, you can also talk the hind leg off a cattle, or a lizard, or a whatever. Yeah. Everyone loves what happened. I mean, bringing in
Good.
a goddess that wants to be on your side in exchange for, some regular cattle sacrifices. She's going to ask more to keep it up, but hey, that's a done thing.
Fine, we just use the fertility rune and make the cows bang a bit.
Basically, you bang cows together and you get smaller cows. It's how it works. It's called caution. It's like fishing. That's if you do it with fish. And yes, and that is essentially the interesting thing that happens that season. Those of you who wish to keep track of such things, you will get 2 reputation for coming to an accord with the goddess. Were you to fight the goddess and kill her, you would only get 1 reputation. Talking is genuinely better than fighting in many cases. Also, what you probably would have got is splattered. You'll get 1 reputation for capturing Danakos. It's the first time that I have run this that anyone has managed to capture Danakos. It's also the first time people haven't repeatedly fumbled herd rolls and run around the village desperately. It's like, guys, you literally have 65 in herd. Yeah, I fumbled again. How? Talent. And you also, if you are keeping hold of your characters, everything that you have used successfully, except laws, because that's like lists of facts, you get a tick on. And at the end of this season, you'd think, I have learnt on this, and roll to see if you had actually learned anything. So, if you do want to keep these, it is basically that same system. Also, in addition to such social awards, you get to keep any treasures you might have found. And any money that you make from ransoming Danakos, which in this particular case will be, you will end up with each, well, Harmast will get it, but may wish to divvy it up, with about twice your yearly income each for ransoming this one person.
So I've got 8 times my yearly income.
You have, yes.
I'm going to buy a zebra.
Well, he is totally in charge of this, and it is expected he will give
Sorala,
gifts.
we can go back and find that suspicious bush again, because I'm not over that bush.
You are not over that bush.
Not over that bush.
Zara, your mother, will give you about the same amount each to say well done. It's like, yes, you have done this massive thing. You got back about as many cattle as could be expected unless you had killed a goddess. And you made a pact with a goddess.
Without her splatting the cattle.
Yeah. And it's impressive. So anyway, that is that. I cut out a couple of things. I just realised
we still have that ghost lady.
We
do. Still have that rock.
She will be able to speak in the hall. The ghost will be laid to rest eventually. Incidentally, Cartholo will die at a very old age, suffocated by raccoon fur.
At least it wasn't the owls.
It's the way he'd have wanted to go. It wasn't the owls.
I'm now wondering if somebody...
Yay!
Yeah, she had quite a lot of powers, including Earthquake, and because I was trying to make sure that we ended in on time, I wasn't able to put in a lot of warnings that she's powerful in the area, you don't want to mess with her. So, fortunately, Yanioff made it. Otherwise, we might still be in a running fight with her as you try to steal the cattle and she goes, stamp.
Yeah.
But on the other hand...
Squish.
Yeah, on the other hand, she doesn't bear a grudge. Like, if you serve her, that's good. So, if you had fought her, you might have been able to stop fighting her. What she wanted was to be given stuff. And she's just smart enough to know that if you give her stuff now and don't come back, that's bad.
But if she keeps giving us stuff, we keep giving her stuff.
And you have got
symbiotic relationship.
You have got a significant power on your side, which the Grey Dogs don't have. Plus,
bye, Grey Dogs.
The Grey Dogs will end up exiling Danakos, which means they have not executed him, but he is no longer part of their people. At which point, all of his enemies have a free hack. Like, he doesn't belong to anyone anymore. No one is protecting him.
I have a solution to both the Bloody Stone and to Derek. You give him a necklace as a parting gift, which has the stone on it. And, well, we know what's going to happen as soon as he gets exiled.
That would actually be a damn good grudge match, and I would like to see that. Excuse me, rolling a thing. Ignore that. That is a beautiful idea, and it's very much the sort of thing that you can do. The most Orlanthe, Hjortling, Glorantha thing that's ever happened is when, after a Vingan, so a wild wind lady, had mooned her opponents, persuaded them to therefore start fighting, and her bison had been hit by a javelin that had missed her buttocks, she later appealed for an apology to the bison. Modern law does not make sense here. Giving someone a ghost as a gift absolutely does. Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, the guy did actually die in combat before he could be forced by his clan to apologise to the bison to stop a feud. Man.
At least it wasn't the raccoons.
At least it wasn't the raccoons. You
wasn't
didn't
the
meet
raccoons.
any of the massive weirdnesses from Glorantha, but this is quite a good intro. It is a hugely deep and interesting game. So
And also ridiculous as all hell in places,
it
which is great.
it can be as ridiculous as you want it to be, and it's like, can I keep a straight face or not? I'm going to throw out the link.
Only when you're going in through the rear entrance.
No, now you've repeated it, and it's just not as
I
good the second
know,
time
but-
round.
It's mostly for the reference to the straight face.
I have the advantage of having played with you before, so.
Yes. Anthony as he just used to get to the point where he'd go, "I've woken up in a rowboat, haven't I?" Yeah, you're in a rowboat, alone on the sea again. He had his revenge when he gave he was asked what happened, and he gave a 15-minute briefing. And the poor scribe who had to take this briefing then stupidly had a follow-up question. And 20 minutes later, someone faked an aneurysm to get out of the room. That was a PC. It's like, wow. Oh yeah, you want me to tell you what's happened? Well,
I mean, if everyone's
just
interested.
awe.
No.
So I really do hope you enjoy it. I wish I had time to run more for you, but I just genuinely don't. I'm going to remind people who might still be watching, Beer with Teeth is the stuff that I publish. Goodbye, orangutan.
Before we leave, hey, where can we find all these handsome people on the internet?
Ah, yes. Anyone who wishes to give their shout-outs, either type it in chat or type it in Discord and I will point it out to you. But thank you very much to Sarala, who is Catherine Jenkins' art, who stood in to be the moderator and noticed that while I had pressed stream, I was not in fact streaming at that point, which could have been severely embarrassing later. Vostor is Layer of the Raven.
You can find me on YouTube at YouTube/Anthony Edmonds, or Lair of the Raven, or R3DMM, or lairoftheraven.uk, or lairoftheraven.co.uk, or any of the
Can you just type that stuff? Yanioth is Emma the Dilemma, whom I know as an artist via Sarala. I don't know Harmast very well, but that is...
I am not a streamer, so you can't follow me.
Well, I
Well,
can,
actually,
and I
hang on,
have
I'm
been
on a
outside
stream
his
now.
basement.
Vostor, I am so sorry. I ruined your subscriber count on YouTube, and now you're at 667. I'm so sorry.
Journey of the
Am I
Heroes.
following you? Because I could unfollow you to fix this.
669.
I'm typing loud in, which I've got my start in. So yes, Tom is my original GM. It is all his fault, and Journey of the Heroes keeps track of all the stuff that we've done with him, if you want to read a campaign that's now about 2 years old. I've written all my own saga
Damn.
and everything. So there's like the parallel, I did this and I'm awesome! You did what? Well, to be honest, my high priest was wrong, so I told him he was wrong in front of the prince. Quite a high truth rune. So, it has been a joy to play with you all. That was another
Indeed.
straight face moment, Harmast. I hope you noticed. Yeah, that one was wrong. And I hope to see you around. None of you have betrayed me yet. Well, obviously, Anthony, Lair of the Raven,
That
has
you
repeatedly.
know of.
Yeah, and yeah, Harmas, that's the good bit. My counter betrayal will be arriving in about 20 minutes.
Oh, goody. I look forward to it.
However, I'm going to stop here because I'm tired and I need some tea. And I did promise Vostor and Yanioth that they could be in bed at some point. So they need to have their little.
Whoa.
No, not together. No, I'm not shitting you. Sarala would have complaints.
I would have complaints.
Yeah, you would all have complaints. In fact, and Harmas would just be confused.
Someone clip that.
And that would be my first clip. Someone should clip that. And yeah, goodbye. I don't like you enough to stay anymore. Da-da.